Do you think that the feminist agenda in film is not necessary anymore?
I don't think it's good. I think a lot of times...
Say it with chest.
What's up, people? Welcome to the Outtake Show, episode 33. We're in this building, man. You got your host of the most, y'all, man. James is in the building. Whoa, man, that mic is feeling kind of crazy. Sorry, audio. I'm gonna have blown out people's eardrums out in this building. But yeah, we got Aladdin in the building.
What do we have? Look at my selective choice of outfit today. Selectively chose outfit.
Let's not throw any more fire to Aladdin. I played back that episode, bro.
Is it bad?
We said a lot about your jeans.
You said you made 5 jokes. No, you made 2. And
not
the second one,
not me.
No, you lot, plural. You lot made 2 and the second one got repeated like 8 times.
It was a good joke.
You know it was a good joke.
Wait, what were the 2 jokes?
I can name that bone.
That is funny.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
I can't remember that one, but that one just overshot every other joke that was me.
The fetus. That was a good one. The fetus, yeah.
I said
from Dune.
I said that needs.
That's that one. Fucking
So if you guys didn't listen to the last episode, there was a lot of.
Actually, why not?
Actually, I don't think we put it in. I think I took it out.
Oh.
There was a lot of because after the jokes were made, there was mic changes and everything else. So it's like, maybe we put that as a separate clip. You did say you wanted me to clip some stuff to go viral.
That's what I say, not something I got bullied for.
Were you part of it though?
No?
You were part of it?
I'm part of all of it.
Next time we do the stats, we go, oh, you know what's number 1? The Aladdin jeans.
Aladdin's knees.
Jean gate.
My feet is knee.
Well, yeah, we have Aladdin in the building, man. Shout out to Aladdin, man.
I'm taking a step back.
And we got the silent assassin, Mazavelli in the building as well.
You fucking sound effect, didn't you?
For what?
For me.
Yeah, I played yourself.
You motherfucker.
But I'm not saying it.
They all heard it.
They don't know what it means. Do they know what it means?
They know what it means, bro. They don't fucking that's what it means.
Yeah, they're so confused. Every day they're like, what this guy's talking about?
Anyway, sorry, what else we got today in the set?
In the set?
In the set.
We've got Mazavelli, Silent Assassin out here,
That
run
looks
with me.
really comfortable. I just realised I put up my knees and everything.
You're getting into your bag right now. But yes, this episode is a special episode. This is International Women's Day episode. Yes. So today we're going to be discussing what's happening in Hollywood regarding women.
Not just women. I think it's a representation of all genders, whether you identify as male, female, trans, or non-binary.
Yeah. We got Mazavelli out here cleaning up my words.
I mean, that's why she let you do the intro.
Hold on, Julia.
Are you sure?
Like this.
I'm actually,
it's not like that. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to go on. I ain't gonna lie, this is all Mazavelli right here.
This is Maz Galore.
So I don't know if Maz wants to start with the first topic. I think we've got listed here.
Yeah.
Have we gone back order?
How you guys been? I mean, we can flow for it. How have you guys been?
You can flow for it still.
Can you talk about the word special?
Is
it special if we did 3 in a row?
What?
We did 3 special episodes in a row.
I mean,
does it make
it's
sense?
The audience don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be special to the audience.
It is because it's special because it's dedicated to a certain subject. So the Dune episode was special because we just dedicated to Dune. We didn't even do outtakes we didn't do intakes or any news. It was just Dune talk. And this episode is special because we're just talking on everything Maz said. Everything Maz said is what
Period.
Saved it.
Period.
Because no way I can remember the whole sentence Maz said just now. I'm out there to insert that. Insert that bit there. So yeah, it is dedicated.
It's a special episode,
Yeah, and then other episode was anime.
Yeah.
Which is not out yet.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Spoiler.
Okay.
Preview.
I'm just lost in which order was coming out. Which order? Dune's coming out first.
Dune is coming out first. This is coming out second.
Okay.
Then anime is coming out third. Okay. Sorry guys, we did a lot of pre-recording this weekend.
We're gonna take a month off, man. Take a snooze for a month.
We could take 2 weeks off.
I'm taking a month.
Instead of a month. From a break from doing what?
Huh?
Sitting down and just talking.
Yeah.
Oh, the gene jokes got to you.
No, it's not the gene jokes. It's the fact that he's now realised, there's a Japanese place we could order from. I need to save my bucket so I can get as many gyros as possible.
You enjoying those orders then?
I can't get...
Man order the same food again.
I'm sorry, do you not never order the same food twice?
Not in a row.
Not in a row?
No.
You never had like a phase where you just loved eating something specific from...
And order it again. I probably had the same meal again.
When I used to work at the
haven't
studio.
ordered the same meal. You ordered the same meal.
I used to order...
The katsu curry.
German doner kebab, I used to have that on repeat when I was at the studio. It wasn't until like maybe 2 months after that I said, I'm tired. Even looking at it.
After 2 months eating the same meal over and over
Same,
again.
3 days a week.
German doner kebab.
3 days a week, man. I rinsed it. And then I hate it after that. But now, so like, katsu curry is my go-to now. Even when I'm at the studio, the other studio, when I'm working there, I always get katsu curry. It slaps.
In terms of anger, I feel like your body is almost cutting off. We're right back after this commercial break. And we're back. So yeah, like I ordered the same food over again.
No, like, okay, cool.
For 2 months.
Huh?
That's
Yeah.
No, not like
different.
2-3 days a week for 2 months, yeah. But it slaps. And if it works, why fix it? Katsu works.
Well, we're going on if it's not broken, why fix it?
Yo, you're looking for the smallest segues, and you're like, I got it! And
you are literally the biggest hater ever.
He's a hater. He's a full hater.
No, because he's actually really bad at doing segues. That's the thing.
What?
You're actually
He's
so
bad
bad.
at segues, he's bad at introducing himself.
So I was like, what am I doing here?
No, you're good at conversation, but when the moment you realize you have to talk to the camera directly, you do that weird thing.
You got.
So guys.
So you know when you have that really chatty person in the classroom,
Yeah.
and then as soon as they have to do a
Speak up on the class.
presentation, they'll be like,
Acting up. That's literally him all the time.
Are you done?
You can't disagree.
Are you
with
done?
that still.
Anyway,
I can do
That's
it.
on the board.
speaking of going back to what we were saying, speaking of
Bad
if it
segues.
ain't broke, why fix it? Or if it's broken, why fix it? We're gonna go back to the conversation we had about 2-3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, depending on how this video comes out. But we're going to be talking about the fact that Issa Rae highlighted how Hollywood executives are very much out of touch in terms of talking to their audience and more so their female audience. And you actually brought up something, Aladdin, quite interestingly in our little yappa.
Ooh.
Yeah, go on.
Look at me.
Go off,
Doing
kid.
good stuff.
Okay.
had a conversation with a friend of mine, Brendan Palmer. He was talking about how recently female-led movies, blockbuster female-led movies have been doing poorly. And we all know it's because of bad storytelling, bad screenwriting. We all understand that, but the execs aren't looking at that. They're looking at patterns. And what are the patterns? They're all female-led. The two examples that come to mind are The Marvels and Madam Web. 2 movies that...
Are they female directed and written?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm talking about like women-led, but yeah, that too, I guess. But that's it. It's just like they're recognizing patterns and saying, cool, clearly female-led shit don't work. That's how they're looking at it. And the best part is like non-blockbuster stuff are doing really good. Poor Things is a great example. That wasn't blockbuster. Did it amazingly. It was amazingly written and amazingly acted. So it's like, what is the? Is it essentially Brandon talks about how like he has to play the executive, right? Trying to understand why they're doing what they're doing, and almost that softens the blow a little bit. But it's still bullshit.
I completely agree as well, and I think that's why Issa Rae said that, because she said, well, other than that, I'm not going to go through the Hollywood executives. I'm going to build my own production company. And we've kind of seen a rise in female-led production companies. So we've got Margot Robbie's company, which did both Barbie and Saltburn, which is bloody impressive. We've got Teyana Taylor, who is the actress, singer, dancer.
I don't think you're allowed to say the word Taylor anymore, you know.
I didn't know.
I don't think you're allowed to say the word Taylor anymore. You're banned from saying Taylor. Every time you say Taylor, people's going to come at you.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
So
That was a reference.
okay.
Anyway, sorry.
These references are funny, bro.
Taylor, and then Taylor Swift is two
I know, but
very
it's Taylor. Just, yeah.
and then
Rule number 3, man.
Kiki Palmer.
Oh yeah, she got a production company as well. That's
She
fine.
recently just done her production company, and then we've got obviously Shondaland, which is known for Scandal, Grey's Anatomy, Bridgerton, and it's just this idea that maybe the executive influence in these production companies and in the way that stories that are telling women's stories, being kind of blasé. They make women characters very two-dimensional.
Yeah.
And then it's not just female characters as well. It's everyone within that world that's very two-dimensional. Like, look at Madam Web, the villain.
Yeah, well, fucking hell.
Yeah.
For a long time, women characters have always been like, the purpose was to serve the main character and kind of like allow that main character to be like developed, right? And you take them out and the development isn't as good. And that's what cinema was for a very long time, or blockbuster cinema, should I say? So I think the best route is to go independent at this point. So far, what female-led movie blockbuster other than Barbie has done really well? That comes to mind.
Movies, or do you want just
About
in general
blockbusters.
TV as well?
I'm talking about like high-budget Hollywood blockbusters.
Outside Barbie, I don't know any, you know.
But then when you talk about smaller studios, you can list a million of them. Because it's more passion, right? It's less so about making $1 million.
Well, like
about...
I also think that you're thinking of it as just like very direct, where you have to see women characters visibly and being female characters on screen, but also when we're talking about this, especially with this episode, we're talking about it both on and off screen.
Yeah.
Because when you have a diverse team within production on and off screen that are more than just female, male, non-binary, or trans, you get stronger characters. I mean, you don't necessarily think of it at the top of your head, but The Matrix, that was actually female directed.
Well, yeah, it was, isn't it? Shit. The sisters, isn't it?
Did they come back to do the
Yeah, they did that, yeah, but we don't talk about that one, though.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one. But then also, like, I think everyone kind of forgets this, but The Matrix, and not the American Psycho. And
That
that's...
was directed by a female as well.
Yeah.
Do you think the issue is that when it's a female director that's doing a female, like, a full female cast, that's when it gets...
Is there sometimes...
Because we've never seen a female director do a full female cast and it do well.
Little Women.
Yeah, how's it? Why does
Lady
that
Bird.
formula always
Mean Girls.
get messed up?
Yeah.
I know.
Mean Girls?
Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, Mean Girls is a good example.
Not this new one though.
But that's
We'll talk about
that was like a couple decades ago though. What's
Yeah,
one
but
that's...
I said Little Women,
Okay, look, okay.
Ladybirds. I mean, now we're just literally just saying the same director.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to play devil's advocate, what I'm hearing from what you're saying is it's kind of like the whole biopic thing of when the actual person is involved. There's a lot of kind of almost like bias to make it seem a certain kind of way. Is that kind of how is that what female screenwriters and female got like writing a female story? Is that something that's in there where it's like you want it to be almost have like some type of bias to make this character
Or
come
is
across a
it-
certain way?
Or is it that the idea that typically, like you highlighted, the female characters were just there to serve? Like, this is actually film theory as well, written by a film theorist called Laura Mulvey. This is going to get a little bit technical, so I'm not going to slow it down. So she basically said that when she dissected a lot of screen scripts and films, she was seeing that basically, when it came down to it, a lot of female characters basically said almost nothing in comparison to their male counterparts.
No.
And they were literally just there like... And I mean, a good example of that is Megan Fox in Transformers.
Yeah. Or Nova and Planet of the Apes. The first that comes to mind is Nova and Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
The original one. That's like, is you're hired for one job is to look pretty and
Yeah, she fully was there for
I
look.
think she was. That's so much. I think she was almost like a representation of what it is like. Cause she literally said fuck all.
Yeah.
It's almost like your job is to be present, be pretty, and develop the main character.
And this man's just here to just save you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then it's almost like that old Disney. Well, I say Disney, that fairy tale kind of storyline of Prince Charming coming to save the princess, and her job is just to be, what do you call it, a damsel in distress.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from what I've seen recently, especially more so poor things. It can be done very well, where it's not like, oh, this overcompensate kind of thing, where for a long time we've been seen as this, so let's overcompensate, make them like this, so that we can actually be here. And I see this overcompensation looks like basically the Marvels and Madam Web kind of thing, where it's like you're trying to make them better than they should, and you're developing. There's no natural kind of
But do you think that?
But besides that poor things, it's not like overcompensating. It's just standard kind of like not standard, but like kind of it's balanced, right? It's balanced. It's flaws and perfections equally shown in one light. And
But do you think
really
that with Madam Web and the Marvels, I know this is just a general conversation, it was also because it was poorly written?
No, that's part of it, right? So it's part of it, that being poorly written. That's the characters. When I talk about the whole overcompensating, kind of creating them bigger than they should be, is like that's part of the story. And it just works poorly. It's just it can be done well. That's an example of it looking like shit. And for me, when I see a movie that's female led or female written, I just want to see natural people being natural and progressing naturally, rather than forcing me to look at you a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to think. Show me how I could think, and then let me choose if I want to think it like that or not.
Okay, I have one contradiction for you, but I know you haven't watched them because it's TV shows.
Okay.
So I'm going to direct this to Junior. When you look at TV shows like True Detective, Brother's Son, what do you think what is it about those characters that work well versus blockbuster films?
I think it's just better writing. I feel like you don't really, with those ones, it's not pushed in your face that this is a female lead. It just happens that they're a female lead. It's not like, I feel like with the other ones that you see, like I think Man of Web's going to be a big reference for us because it's the most recent one of an all female cast. I feel like a lot of times it's kind of like shoved in your face, and then unfortunately the writing's just so bad and corny that we just end up hating it. I feel like the ones you mentioned, the True Detective and Brother Sons, like the female lead is like they're female lead, but it's not like thrown in your face.
And I also think that the character development was also leaning on emotional intelligence, which is something that is typically affiliated with women.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the female characters that you were getting emotional intelligence. It was also that multifaceted male character that you sometimes don't get them to be as vulnerable.
Yeah.
In action films, because like for example, Brother's Son, it's an action based drama.
Yeah.
You know,
and you got a female mob boss in it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. One show that comes to mind that does a female lead character very well is Better Call Saul. Have you seen Better Call Saul?
You and this series, man.
So fucking good though. That's what so like you've obviously seen it. I don't know, have you seen it or no? So there's a character in this show called, her name is Kim Wexler, played by Rhea Seehorn, and she's a love interest for our main character, but we never look at her as like, oh, that's your purpose, is to be a love interest. She has her own arcs and storylines, and she is equally a main character as Saul Goodman or Jimmy. What's his name? Jimmy McGill, yeah. Right, and it's like her entire character is like, it's essentially spoilers. Better Call Saul. Do you mind if I kind of give you this little spoiler?
No, go ahead.
So the idea of this story is that it's a story of Jimmy being a good guy, realizing that being good does not get you where you want to be at, so he becomes a bad guy. And Kim Wexler's character, she's always been good, and it'd be a thing where it's like she becomes bad because of Jimmy. And you look at it as if Jimmy didn't have Kim, he would still be this bad person. But with Kim, she would have been good if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, as that in of itself looks like a very kind of bland storyline, but the way it was performed and the way it was delivered was amazing. There's one scene specifically that really stands out to me, is in the last season where she's on the bus by herself.
Oh, yeah.
And she starts crying. But it's done so fucking well where she's trying her hardest to keep it in. And you can see how difficult it is for her to keep it in. And like every time it comes out, it's like an explosion. And then get back in, and she kind of... And that's just like, that scene of itself came in season 6. And it's a great wrap-up for 5 seasons of this character being developed into one of my favourite characters of TV show history.
I think you would like Girlhood, which is a French film. And it's like, a lot of it has amateur actors. And I think it's a great example of great character development, female-led, female-directed, female-written. And you see this, her name is Victoire. And at the end, she has this like, I have to start all over from the beginning again. and then she just switches into, okay, I gotta play this game. From going from a really deep cathartic moment to switching to, okay, next step. Girlhood.
So that's the thing. So that's one of the things that I really like the most, and that's kind of my. I think we said this during the June episode. Oh no, during the anime episode actually. Yeah, cinema is meant to be good visuals, good audio, that stuff, but I just care about my characters, man. And like my storylines. That's all I care about. And I've seen many movies that just looks like shit, but because I care so much about the characters and the storylines, I don't give a flying fuck if it looks like shit. Whereas if you're visually magnificent, which is basically most Marvel movies nowadays, women led or not, they just look amazing, and they have high budget CGI, and they got ILM and all these graphic visual effects companies working on them, but they're just boring as fuck. So yeah, when you talk about the girlhood, it's like, yeah, cool, I'm watching that shit because it looks like something that I'll care about these people. I'm saying, like, when Iron Man got juked in the chest by Thanos, that hurt me a little bit because that character was developed over 10 years and I really cared about this Tony Stark guy. So when he got stabbed in the chest by Thanos, like, oh shit, that actually hit me. I want to feel like that in every single character I'm with, in every movie and every show I watch. So when she started crying on that bus, I'll show you the scene. It hurts. When she started crying, it's like, oh shit, like this is, it's getting to me a bit, and I want that. That's what I want. Otherwise, what's the point of me being here?
Okay, so now I'm gonna do something that's like really obviously gonna challenge it a bit more, because I know you guys are gonna be like, oh, I don't know if this is really my space to say it, but I think
oh shit, here comes the clips.
when you're in these spaces, I think.
I'm not excited, I'm scared. So.
When you're in these spaces, I think people get scared about having an open conversation about it because they think that in order to create good cinema, that's gender specific, it only works for one gender. But when you create a good storyline for one person, regardless of gender, you make good storylines for every aspect of film.
Yeah.
So do you think that the feminist agenda in film is not necessary anymore?
I don't think it's good. I think a lot of times...
Say it with chest.
I think a lot of times it falls flat and it creates a lot of arguments between people. I'll give a couple of examples, and I think Marvel does it quite a lot where it gets quite frustrating. I look at She-Hulk. There was a lot of moments in She-Hulk where it was like, I didn't think that was needed, and you're kind of like, you're throwing something in my face that is going to spark an argument that was never needed to have in the first place. So one of them is for example, I don't know if this is a spoiler, it's not really a spoiler, but with She-Hulk, when she got her powers, she was quick to understand how to use it very quickly, and then she made a comment towards Bruce Banner, basically saying, I'm a woman, I had to deal with controlling my anger my whole life, and it felt like it was more of a, which is true, but it came across as more of a slight jag.
Like, I'm better than you at this.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times, especially in superhero films, I have to say, with female characters, when they get the superpowers, they just know how to use it straight away, and I think that's what hurt like films like the Marvels, where Miss Marvel, when she got her powers, she knew you had to use it. There was no challenge. Normally with superhero films, they get their powers, there's a challenge they have to face, and I feel like
the thing is they just skip over it because they don't show it. It's not really, you don't hold that hard. Like,
there's no challenge or like steps for them. Like Iron Man, you saw the trials and tribulations he had to go through. Yeah. A lot of times, I'm pinning this on superhero films. I can't really speak on like drama films with females, but when it comes to superhero films with females, it seems like they get their powers, they know how to use it straight off the back, and there's no challenge they have to face within learn how to use the powers, and it ends up coming flat. But then there's films like Alien where you have a female lead where they go through the trials and tribulations and overcome it, and then you even realize, wait, this is a female doing all these type of stuff. So I feel like there's ways to do it, but I think as of recently, there's been a agenda that's been pushed towards us, which a lot of times it just caused a lot of spark and anger. If Mac was here, he'll go on his mad rant on how there's a lot of feminist agenda being pushed into Star Wars, which I'm sure he will give like a whole hour, talking about it with Rey and how her push into Star Wars is crazy.
Not Ex Machina, was it? What do you call it?
What?
Mary Sue.
Mary Sue.
Yeah. I don't fully know what Mary. Basically, it's like an OP character. It's like it comes in and knows everything. And it's the best in the world.
Yeah, that's happened with her as well because she got the Force. I'm not a Star Wars person, but what I've heard is she got it and she just knew how to use it correctly. And she was apparently she was teaching Luke Skywalker how to do certain stuff. It was like
not to do, but like she was. Yeah, it is very Mary Sue. See, the thing is, my take on your question is when you do it poorly, it becomes counterproductive.
Yeah.
So the example you pulled up about She-Hulk being able to use the powers and she talked about, I sided with Hulk in that scene.
Yeah.
That's counterproductive.
Yeah.
So now how far do we go? Because late in that show, there was a part where she was filmed having sex with a guy and without consent, and it showed to the public.
Yeah.
So now if you're doing feminism wrong, and obviously I'm more like self-aware, so I know what to side with and not to side with, right? But like someone that's a bit more naive, you do feminism wrong in the beginning of the show, then when something fuckery happens later, because you were siding with the guys the whole time because the feminine agenda wasn't done properly, now you're siding with fuckery. And now this person is not going to go out in the world thinking, yeah, it's calm, I chose my side and I decided I'm going to live by it. So the feminine agenda can be done well. Like most things, it can be done well. The idea of it is not to actually tell us, is to expose us to what can be. Give you a great example. Barbie's an amazing example. I walked out a movie. What did I say? I walked out a movie saying, I learned a lot about women, what they go through. I didn't know most of this stuff.
Yeah.
So it can be done well. But when it's done poorly, it's not just, it's a bad story. Now you're inspiring a generation of young men that are now going to go out into the world and think the fuckery is the right thing to do. Simply because they're siding with the wrong side. But because I'm blaming the storyline and how it's been delivered.
Interesting, okay. Wow. I actually got you guys to speak about something that I knew you were very uncomfortable about. That's why I'm shocked about that.
I've been thinking about this for a minute, man.
Same.
Even the whole Mary Sue thing. It's like, I know we're trying to...
Mary Sue, I'm still in that. That's like, why is it called Mary Sue?
I think there's a character called Mary Sue. He's like jumping the shark. You know about jumping the shark?
Yeah.
So that's stemmed from a show that was...
okay.
There's this a character that's OP in it. But I've had a conversation with this a lot about Star Wars, about Kathleen Kennedy's, about the Force is female. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I think that's quite interesting to hear that. I've been hearing that audio, that TikTok sound where it's like, why are they trying to force feminism in Star Wars?
Yeah.
But then if you don't know Star Wars, then you don't know Dune. And if you don't know Dune, then you don't know that the Force or the idea of it was always kind of low-key feminist.
It was.
It wasn't pushing an agenda that's not existing.
But Star Wars is a completely different thing. Yeah, they're taking a lot of inspiration from it, but it's a completely different thing. So if you want to do the Force is female, do it in Dune because that's where it belongs. That's what the Bene Gesserit is literally Force users and they're all female.
Yeah.
Do it there. But with Star Wars is a completely different thing. How it was created when George Lucas's image in the first 6 episodes, to now come in and say the Force is female, it's just the Force isn't nothing. It's not a gender. It's not a thing. It's just a thing. So you're specifying. And I'm sorry. I feel like I'm ranting right now, but like it's just.
It's calm. We clip it.
Yeah, but it's like the whole idea of the Force being female is like I feel like you're trying to trigger someone.
Yeah, but I don't know why are you pushing the female gender into Star Wars? I feel like if you look at the numbers, I think it's mostly men that watch Star Wars.
Well, that's a misconception.
So there's a lot of women that watch Star Wars.
There is a lot of
I don't think compared to men.
No, compared to men, no. But obviously they're clearly trying to like.
But
bring
like,
more.
also, I think it's like this idea that.
Do you watch Star Wars?
Yes.
But like
my best
But who's your point of view character?
Where's the last Star Wars you watched?
I literally don't have a point of view character. That's the thing.
For the first 6 episodes and maybe Clone Wars you got Ahsoka, but like for the first 6 episodes you ain't got a point of view character.
Yeah, true.
No, Ahsoka the show, Ahsoka's in the clones. But anyway, you got a point of view character, you ain't got no point of view character. So then now they're bringing a point of view character, and I see what you're trying to do with the whole. Let's like.
But why?
Stop. Like the way I see it is again, we're playing the executive role. See how we can justify these decisions. Star Wars is a big thing, right? Is let's say about 67% male, maybe even more. Let's be honest. In terms of audience,
I think it's 80-20.
80-20. Yeah, sure. But
okay.
I don't know much women that watch Star Wars.
But you don't know, and they exist. They definitely exist.
They exist.
But it's percentage-wise, obviously, there's more.
Because, like, for example, when you look at like fantasy, like sci-fi and fantasy, there is a large female audience.
Yeah, definitely.
So why is it that Star Wars hasn't translated?
Fantasy and sci-fi, like, would you say female women are more on the sci-fi fantasy side, or men are more on the sci-fi side?
No.
You don't
I
think
I
that?
don't think so.
So it's like a sci-fi
I
thing
think
that's
women are more
majority women
into
audience.
fantasy, but I'm talking for men, so
Yeah, so what's a sci-fi franchise that's more
what do you
like
think?
women driven in terms of audience members?
I
That comes to
would say
mind.
Star Trek.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Is it?
I would say so.
I didn't see Star Trek, so I wouldn't know. But I've always seen it as.
I think Star Trek is the most diverse one.
Is it?
Yeah,
I come
it
from
was
Big Bang
the
Theory,
first
Ticks a lot
one
of
to
boxes.
air
Ticks a lot of boxes.
No, it had like a first black woman
in
It
sci-fi.
had a
Yeah,
first black woman in TV
sci-fi.
or yeah, one
in
of those
sci-fi
stats.
and
Yeah.
and TV, and like, was it Martin Luther King actually like spoke to the actress and was like, "You keep what you're doing because you're the first one to represent Black people in science fiction TV shows."
Yeah.
Sick.
So
yeah,
like,
so sorry, but yeah, I guess that is. But then now let's flip it. How many fantasy? I mean, I guess when you talk of fantasy, you're looking at stuff like Zelda and
no, when you think of fantasy
know,
and
what
you
are you
think
looking
of
at?
women, you're looking at Zelda, House of the Dragons,
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
Game of
Rings,
Thrones. Would you say
Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
100%. But not Star Wars.
What's that?
Hobbits.
Not Lord of the Rings, the other one, not the Hobbits,
Oh,
the one with Lenny Henry in it.
Lenny Henry. Oh,
I ain't seen that 12-hour fuckery. I ain't seen that one.
But that like there is
So there is
definitely a
definitely-
space where women are in that kind of space, and it's more so in video games as
So
well.
but the thing is, so that again, I'm going back to the whole Star Wars and Rey and the Mary Sue thing. I'm thinking.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So if your goal is not, so I always justified it as, oh, we're trying to, this is already an established commodity and there's a big fan base. But they've seen the stats and the stats say there's majority men. I'm trying to share. I'm just kind of thinking how they're thinking. So let's now make a woman main character and have her have the force and all that stuff, so we can bring a higher audience in the women department and just equal it out a bit. If that's not the reason why they're doing it, I can't think of a single reason why they're doing this bullshit.
And the way they
it is obviously poorly done, but like at least just try to
the way
justify
where
it.
they said, "Oh, basically you men are stupid."
Yeah, but there is, I'll be real, yeah. In the first in episode 7, the first Disney one, there was always hints towards, does Poe have the Force? Does Finn have the Force? Does Rey have? We don't know who has it. And even like it wasn't until I think it was the end when Rey grabbed the thing, and I mean after all 3 of those episodes were just done poorly, and it's just people trying to overcompensate for other people's decisions, whatever. But that being said, it's just the agenda is still there of leaning towards, let's make this one a Mary Sue, make her the greatest. Firstly, she's a better. People are saying that she's a better Jedi than fucking Anakin, the chosen one.
That's crazy.
That's the first thing. Second thing, the whole Skywalker thing. That's a full of shit. Rey Skywalker,
Yeah.
whatever. And then he's got the whole thing of like her knowing how to use the Force instantly and not going through like the fuckery that Luke had to go through.
Do you think that, especially with pacing with female superhero characters, in comparison to comic books and like TV shows and stuff, it's because they're trying to just speed over and get to the main action part that will attract the audience? Because when you look at people like Storm, she was flawed in the comic books, and she was learning how to deal with her powers, and that made her interesting. And even when you're looking at like the Black Panther, when it goes to Zuri, and then she's like Shuri, and you're seeing her like having to deal with her new powers. That's what made everyone connect with it a bit more, versus then, suddenly she's got the power. She knows how to do it. Let's go straight to a fight scene.
The thing is, but Wakanda have forever done it well. Wakanda forever did what? Wakanda forever did something in one movie that Star Wars didn't do in 3 movies. They developed the character first to the point where we felt like she deserved what she got in terms of the Black Panther, the ability. Don't get me wrong, I didn't like her as Black Panther.
Yeah, same.
But
there was a journey.
It was a journey, and
There was a journey
it was
for her to get
satisfying
there.
it, and the music, and like everything about her dropping from that thing, look, it was amazing because of the story you got. The Star Wars sequel trilogy are all Rey movies. They're all Rey's the main character of all 3 of them. Even in a movie where Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa is in the movie, she's still the main character, and we haven't even developed none of that shit.
Yeah.
Imagine that. So it can be done well, and like I guess, it's Black Panther. Wakanda Forever is the best example of it that comes to mind, of a character, a superhero character, a superhuman character kind of thing, getting a power, but earning it, and going through something that makes it satisfying when she does get it. And it's mad to think that that's the example, because very few people like the fact that she was the Black Panther.
Yeah.
No one really. So I guess Ryan Coogler kind of like he was given. I guess my thing is I'm giving him benefit of the doubt. I'm saying Ryan Coogler was given this box to tick where we need a new Black Panther. I would have given it to Nakia personally, but I thought, cool, let's give it to the sister because she does end up being Black Panther comics. But like that was the thing he had to do, and he said, "Cool, it's a shitty storyline, but we're gonna make it work anyway," and they made it work.
Yeah.
And the movie was great up until that part, but like you know what I'm saying, so it can be done well. It's just I'm just now tired of excuses. This is big Star Wars, big Disney.
But when you're thinking about your disappointment, you have to acknowledge, it is Star Wars, and looking at the storyline, it has been disappointing for quite a minute now.
Even the original trilogy, I can't even watch that shit. It's bad.
What do you think should be done differently?
I think
in terms of blockbusters, yeah, because
for like
stuff is
female led.
good.
Or do you feel like there's a feminist gender push?
I think
in the industry
as a woman.
As a woman,
say it, yes, she said it.
As a woman, I think feminism. There we go.
That's what we need.
That's all we need. Go on, get angry in the comments. But I think that when you're looking at the feminist agenda, a lot of people misconstrue it as just building up one character's development, and it's not necessarily the idea. It's about challenging status quo and building up all the characters. And I think Brother Sun is a great example of that. We have a really, really, really strong female lead that is a queen pin. We don't get many queen pin or female mob bosses.
Griselda was one of them.
Yeah, but like that came out afterwards. Yeah. It literally came out like one month afterwards.
Yeah.
So and I think it was a great example of it. So it was the actress was Michelle Yeoh. So Everything Everywhere All at Once. So you already know like she had great mixed martial arts fight scenes. Yeah. But like you got to see that breaking of the shell where you acknowledged, oh wait, she's not this like one-sided person where she's just the mum or she's just the mob wife's daughter, the mobster's wife. Yeah. She is this person who's trying to aspire to be more, to do better, not only for herself but for her sons. And then while you're having that storyline, you're seeing that the sons are just as complex and multifaceted as their mothers, and having these really vulnerable scenes. And it's not just one-sided. So when you're having these strong characters across the board in the storyline that is technically a feminist agenda, you get a strong story and a strong development, and the storytelling does it for you.
Yeah. But I don't really get that in actual films though. Seem like we got that sorted out in TV with like True Detective as well. I think that's a big example as well, because that's two strong female leads that I was like, for me, like they brought back True Detective, because True Detective was going through some bad seasons, and this last season was incredible. But it seems like with movies with a full female cast, it's like they just can't get it right, when I feel like it can be so simple.
But do you think that is because it's still in the perspective of a male? Is it because like when I was watching Madam Web, while it was a full female cast, as an actress or an actor, I don't really like the term actress, as a woman.
Oh, I never used the word actress, but let's say actor.
But as an actor, there's only so much leeway you have until the director or your like coach says no, stop doing that.
But Madam Web, I'm gonna use that example a lot still, is a female cast, female director, and a female writer as well.
Is it?
If I'm not mistaken.
I don't
it's all
blame
female.
When it comes to blockbuster stuff. I don't really want to blame screenwriters and
the company itself.
I rather blame the studio. I think.
So what are they missing? The studio.
Well,
why are they getting it wrong?
This is why I see it as studios, they look at movies and they don't look at those. Like studios don't look at the movie through the lens of a good story. They look at boxes being ticked. So, looking for stuff where we can sell as a toy, looking at stuff that we can use for trailer stuff and advertising, marketing. Looking at stuff where it's like, what can be like modern day? What can be memed?
Yeah,
and make the movie more popular. They look at it through that lens. They look at it for a good story, and the only people that look at it for a good story are the people that are making things. So, like you deliver a story, and so you deliver a script or whatnot, and it looks amazing, and it is amazing. And don't get me wrong, before a director or writer gives in the story, they don't write about themselves, keep it hidden, and then give it to them and don't let no one else see it. They obviously get opinions outside before they give it to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And the studio's one that goes and says, "Oh no, we need to have this thing happen because that means we can use this for the this and that, and that's how they look at it." So I don't even know the name of the director of Mad Web, and I like that because if I was to know her name, then I would know her name on a negative sense of like I'm blaming her for it.
Yeah.
The fact that I don't know her name is good. I'd rather wait till she makes something good, then I'll know her name from there. I'm blaming the studios. And we all know it's fucking
So
Sony
do you think that in order to get strong female characters, it has to be indie film?
Indies
It seemed like it would have to be.
India doesn't have that much like.
I mean, what we got that
interference.
Love Lies Burning.
Yeah, which has Kristen Stewart. So it's an A24 film.
Stewart's back.
And it's more it challenges the heteronormative perspective where you've got literally a strong female character because she's a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And then they're lesbians. Huh?
Not Kristen.
Oh,
No, her love interest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Katie M. O'Brien. That's her name.
Is she well? Is she well? Is she lead?
no,
She's ripped.
she's ripped.
Oh shit.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, she does.
So in this storyline,
Oh,
you
she
have...
was in Star. Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
so
yeah.
she's well.
So see,
Yeah.
like again, she
Not
was
right,
also in
she-
another really strong
Yeah.
female-based character.
Would you say Andor was female based?
I would say so.
Who? Oh, blonde, orange hair. What's her name? Mon Mothma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she had.
Wait, in Andor.
She had her own storyline. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We can say that. Yeah.
So
Sorry,
like,
is it?
yeah, so like that's a great example of it because you're getting someone that challenges the cis heteronormative.
Yeah.
You're getting a gay love story or a lesbian love story.
Yeah.
And it's not in the lens of like the male gaze. It's not neither the female or male gaze. It's simply just watching something and getting a storyline. And it's not what you think either because you think, oh, it's a love interest. It's like a thriller.
Yeah.
I think
It's
in
action
that
thriller,
case,
yeah.
when it comes to like blockbusters doing, so we just brought up Andor. I'm thinking about Tony Gilroy. Tony Gilroy is one of those guys who's like, no, I'm making this. I'm making what the fuck I want. You can go eat shit. If you don't want, if I'm not gonna make what I want, you're not having me. That's the kind of guy he is. And we need more of those. So like, as much as I want to, I mean, I don't really like to give blame full stop. But like, if we're gonna talk about blame, yeah, the studio has a big contributing factor to it, but screenwriter is a bit more like, and like, you know, I even get because I'm siding with everyone at this point. It's like you need to be a bit more like you need to put your foot down when it comes to your story. You need to give your story love and attention. And if someone tries to change it, you say no. But at the same time, if you do that, you don't get work.
You don't get the
You
work.
don't get paid.
There is no storyline.
I think full
Because
circle.
some of the they'll steal your shit as well. They're
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you don't make it cool, we'll take a script. You can go fuck yourself. We're gonna get someone else to do it how we want to do it and make it shit. Now your story's done. Right? So it's a whole.
I think full circle. It goes back to the original topic, which is like Issa Rae, like Margot Robbie doing like their own production companies. That's the only way we can get the stories that will be interesting and not
Issa Rae
be.
and I don't know much about Issa Rae, but like Margot Robbie, they can just put their foot down and say we're doing this. They like someone like the way I see it, someone that has enough money and has enough network to create their own production studios, they have enough weight to tell a studio to eat shit.
Do you know who else has another one? Reese Witherspoon.
Great example. Yeah.
She be bodying it.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting. What's that show?
These are the kind of people that have so much weight in the names that they can do what they want. They can tell directors to tell studios to do.
You're talking out loud.
So,
Yeah, I think you noticed it. That's it. So people like these kind of people, they have weight in their name, so they can just tell a studio, no, we're not doing this. But those who struggle to say that don't have the money to be making their own studios. So what are they gonna do? You just have to firm it.
No, but then you could just. I think this is where you need to start championing, and I think that's the importance of having these conversations in our spaces because then you start to know, oh, this person has a production studio that will willingly tell my story.
Yes.
Now I know who to reach out to because a lot of people don't know Reese Witherspoon has her own one, or Margot Robbie did both Saltburn and Barbie, or that Shondaland is as big as it is, and you think about the actual titles that she's done.
yeah.
And it's the idea where you're not having this open space of communication about who actually is accessible, who is willing to tell your story exactly as it is, or even thinking about going into indie film, like A24 does really strong female characters. Like, bodies.
Classic.
That
You said 5 years has to be before it becomes.
It's it will be a classic.
how long ago is it? How long
last
ago
year.
has it been now?
It's been
No,
probably like
it's been-
2-3 years now.
Been a while,
It's been out for a
right?
minute. It's been
Yeah.
out for a minute.
I'm thinking about bodies. I'm thinking about the other one with AO. What's that one called?
Move who?
The school one with AO.
You mean
Theatre camp.
bottoms?
That's the one. Sorry,
Oh,
I
bottoms.
confused the bottoms
Oh.
and bodies. Sorry, my bad.
Mm.
Confused.
Interesting.
That's the,
But yeah, I think definitely the indie way is the way forward, because these productions, because you can have a female director, you can have female writers, you can have a female led cast, but if you're having male production company overseeing what gets ticked and what happens,
I don't
then
think but Kathleen Kennedy is female, and she fucked up Star Wars.
what should do Star Wars?
Yeah, so there's not a male or female production company. It's what is your production company's priority and how big are they?
But then does that make you think?
Yeah.
How diverse are the boards for Hollywood? That's always been a conversation.
But the boards are never going to be on the side of let's tell a good story. They're always going to be on the side of let's make this business popping. Is that the whole thing of like, oh, McDonald's is not in the food industry, they're in the real estate industry. Sony is not in the movie industry, they're in the I guess marketing and industry kind of thing, right? Or the toy selling industry, whatever you want to call it. So I don't care about who's on that board. I do care about who's on that board, but like I rather care about who is directly linked to the story and has a passion enough to go and say, we're doing this. Kevin Feige was a great example back in the day. I don't know about now, but back in the day, great example of someone saying, you know what, I've been done in all these superhero movies, they're all flops. Let me show you how it's done properly. I'm going to put my foot down. I'm going to put my career on the line for this one movie, Iron Man, and make it work. You made it work. That's it. It's just, so they're businesses. That's it. That's all they care about.
But I think that's a very interesting point you've kind of highlighted, because as we've been in the podcast a lot more, and the more conversations I have about film and TV with people, I've kind of realized that people within the advertising sector have a huge passion for film. I mean, I'm an example of it.
Yeah.
And I think when you combine passion with that idea of creating commodities and money, that's the sweet spot. But we don't get that spot yet because nobody really has a passion for what they're making or for film or for cinema in the boards. And that's why they're so out of touch.
I want to ask you a personal question. You can cut this out if you need to. But my question for you is...
Keep it in.
Okay. You work in advertising, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're a passionate film buff. Self-proclaimed, and we can all agree that.
Yeah, she's a film buff. She won't me, but she's a film buff.
Yeah, she's definitely a film buff. So you're a passionate film buff and you work in marketing. For you to climb that marketing ladder, do you feel like you need to sacrifice some of your passion for film to get to that point? What was that?
That was the speaker.
Speakers, don't I?
I think there was a point where I used to think that in order for me to be where I wanted to be in advertising, that I would have to sacrifice the things that I loved. But I have come to a point where I've realized that maybe it's because I think I'm on the spectrum, I don't know. But when I have an interest with something, the things that I produce are a lot better. The fact that I've put a lot more time into the podcast has meant that I am pushing you guys to do things that typically challenge you, and have put you into spaces where you wouldn't think, oh, I'm going to go and watch an indie film. And I think that has allowed me to not only grow as an individual, but also grow from an advertising perspective. How would I cater this into telling an audience? How do I sell a film that typically someone wouldn't want to go and see?
Yeah, amazing. And you've done it really well. You've got me to watch, and I mean, look at my list now.
And it's growing.
It's crazy. I've always been saying this. You're great at what you do, and your marketing mentality is fantastic. But like going back to the question thing, for you to be a board member in whatever role whatever company.
I don't think I would ever be in that space.
Do you think it's because you're so passionate about film that you're not willing to make that sacrifice? Because essentially, but the only thing to climb the ladder, you need to have results, financial results.
Not
for your work.
I think being able to tap into the right audience in the right way and knowing how to get it. So ultimately, the way I see things, especially when you're marketing films, because I used to work with a particular company that allowed me to do that was that I knew the audience. I knew who wanted to see it. I knew people who like similar things to that. So even if you didn't typically think, for example, when I might have to get Junior to bleep out the actual person, but we did the KSI campaign for his Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And so when I was kind of saying it to my manager at the time, and I was saying, oh, like, I want to target these people and I want to do it this particular way. She was like, how come? And I'm like, okay, so I used to be one of his audience. Yeah. I know what they like. They may not necessarily seem like the stereotypical person that you want to target, but they will like it because this is the type of stuff they see. If you think KSI, but you don't target people who like IC Speed or Kai, you've missed a whole group of people. Yeah. And when you come into a space, especially with film, and you think, oh, Saltburn will only cater to this particular audience, and you haven't gone and tapped into someone who likes weird shit, who likes indie films, then you've missed a whole caliber of people. And I think the only reason why I wouldn't be the person on the board is because I'm a black woman. The board, like, this is why Issa Rae said this. They're so out of touch that typically they're cis white middle class males, white upper class males. I don't meet that requirement. And even if I was, I'd be the 1%. And my voice wouldn't have as much impact. Going into an indie space, I would have more impact.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I feel like you do need some people in the seat. When it comes to the chairman, you need one of us to be up there.
Yeah, you need it for something good to come out of it. But obviously nothing good is coming out of this thing, so obviously no one's there.
Yeah, you duck out. Yeah, I agree with Issa Rae, man. I feel like what she's going to do, I feel like the next project she makes, whether it's TV or movie, is going to be great. I think it will inspire a lot of people to just, you know what, let's go off our way. Because I feel like they got the funds to get finance elsewhere and go to like an A24 or a Neon, which is more like a independent distributor for them to get their project out there and not have to go with these big higher ups that's going to change their films and make it pretty much a piece of shit. Because right now what's happening is all these female films that are doing badly, it just is staring the audience up the wrong way. So now if a film comes out that has a whole female cast, people are going to think it's shit just because of the past films that came out.
I'm going back to this whole playing the executive role, yeah, and I'm now looking at it from a more sinister perspective. Do you think this was done on purpose?
I think so.
Oh shit!
Do you think this is sabotage?
Me? I don't know.
No. Yeah, I don't. There's a possibility. Maybe Madam Web and Marvels and all these movies being bad is a sabotage.
To do what?
To tell studios, oh, by the way, making a female movie is not the one.
It don't work.
It isn't the work, so we need to stick to this agenda that we've been working with because it's the blueprint. It clearly makes money.
They're trying to fight the agenda that they create. What?
No, it's not. They're trying to. It's a sabotage to say that changing things doesn't make money. The current situation does.
Yeah.
And when you look at, like, for example, the reboot that they're going to do for American Psycho, I'm quite interested to see who's going to be directing it because that was originally directed by Mary Harron, which is a female director, but nobody really acknowledges that because they think American Psycho and they're like, oh yeah, like tech bros, finance bros.
When I watched the movie, I did. My thing is when I watch a movie, I always watch like a bunch of videos on the movie, and a lot of them were standing like highlighting the director being a woman and telling the story from like not only her perspective but her adaptation of it. And yeah, so it's just those who care, and those who just want to watch a movie, they're obviously looking at it from the perspective of, oh, this is a macho man kind of movie. So it's just, if you care, you show you care. Anyone that does care will show they care. We care and we're showing it. But those who don't give a fuck are not going to give a fuck. We can't expect them to. So you need to kick them out of our industry.
You do have a note here saying if the remake is, if it changes from a woman to a man, do you think it will change the tone of the film?
Do you think it would change the tone?
I mean, it was written by a man.
It was written by a man who was not a gay man, so he doesn't actually appeal to the cis
Interesting.
What kind of gay though? Because there's different kinds of gay. You got top and bottom. We're gonna get with your top.
Okay, we're gonna clip that. Clip that.
We've got to the scary part of them.
No, but that as funny as it is.
Now I'm itching myself in fear. What the fuck?
No, as funny as it is, you
I
can't
say
just,
what types of gay.
There are multiple different types of gay,
all
right?
types of gay.
So there's the thing, yeah. Watch this.
You know who to attack, girlies, gays, and days.
Don't worry.
Right,
You're gonna finally get the clip she wants.
Be careful what you wish for. No, so that's the thing. But there's different type of gay people, right? So you got like if you talk on a man being gay, you got the masculine and you got the feminine kind of gay, right? So what
about the non-binary type?
Or the non-binary? It's such masculine and feminine. I don't mean that in gender. I mean that in. I read Way of the Superior Man recently, so I'm very like. Anyway.
Don't attack me. I'm woke.
I'm on your side.
So I'm saying, so like, depending on what type of person he is, and how his sexual orientation relates to his way of being. If he was more on the feminist side, then it kind of makes sense why the book and the
but I think
also like if it was opposite, that would be very interesting to explore.
I think that's quite an interesting thing though, because when people that's actually a very common moment that people think about when they say, oh, but it was written by a gay person. Was he masculine or feminine? But I think when you're gay, it's more important for you to challenge the cis heteronormative agenda because it places you in a box where you're either masculine or feminine. And instead of seeing that gender or the way someone classes themselves is a spectrum,
I was trying to step out of that, actually. I was trying to step out of the whole thing of if you're gay, you're only one type of gay. That's what I'm trying to kind of come out of that and say, okay, but there are multiple different types of people who associate their lives with their sexual orientation in different ways, right?
Yeah,
and it has a big effect on how they see the world.
The way the world sees them is through the heteronormative, cis heteronormative agenda, and what originally the novel by what's his name again? Brett Ellis, is basically that it's challenging this idea of patriarchy and the idea of masculinity, and it's challenging it. And it's not necessary. It's meant to be so macho and so because it's challenging it. He gets away with whatever he wants in this world because he fits and ascribes to the agenda that the world
there's
normalized.
Actually a hidden storyline to that as well, though. Like that is the face value storyline of it, but there's actually a really deeper, darker story behind it.
Dive it.
It's the idea of how they're all the fucking same kind of thing. So. Spoilers for American Psycho. I'll give you a second to step away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. He kills Jared Leto's character in the beginning, right? And at the end, he's talking to someone that says, "No, Jared Leto's character is in this place. I was with him last week or yesterday, whatever." And it gives you the idea of like maybe he didn't actually kill Jared Leto's character. He killed someone he thought was Jared Leto's character because they all look the same. The same way he's mistaken for someone else by someone else. Someone mistakes Christian Bale's character Bateman as someone else because they were the fucking same. And that's almost like the kind of the underlying storyline of like, yeah, it's just you can get away with whatever the fuck you want, but at the same time, like they're all the same people, and they're so self-centered that they don't even notice the difference in the other individuals. They're all like, no, I'm the best thing in the world. The great example is that card scene where they were showing each other's cards. Who the fuck reacts like that after seeing someone's card being better than yours? The guy was sweating and turning red.
Yeah,
it's straight narcissism, right?
He went into detail about those cards.
He really did, didn't it?
Yeah.
And like his reaction to like someone having a slightly better card than his, it shows that these individuals are so self-centered that they don't even notice anything else other than how they experience their world. So when he kills Merman, he doesn't actually know for a fact, or he believes that it was Merman, but it might have actually not been Merman. It might be someone else.
So now that makes me question: what do you think the patriarchy is?
It's a bunch of same motherfuckers doing the same shit.
It's literally the storyline that you've just said, like the second back plot storyline. That is the patriarchy. It's that you're so consumed within yourself that when someone is doing better than you, you don't like it. You feel envious, and you're
everyone's. I think that's one of the things I spoke to you about not too long ago. But everyone's the main character of the story, right? So, essentially, what it's trying to show is that on an insanely level. Because, like, even me and I don't want to speak for you lot, but like. You lot as well, maybe. when we go through a situation with someone in our personal lives and it's a bad thing and we may have a disagreement, the first thing I would naturally do would be to say why I'm right. And I think a lot of people do this where it's like, I'm right because of this thing, and like I'm the main character of my story. And it takes a lot for you to say, you know what, let me come out of this storyline from this perspective and just watch it as an audience. And like, to be fair, watching that certain movies really helped me with that. Like stuff like Black Panther and Infinity War, whatever. It kind of helped me look at it like, oh, but Tony Stark is the main character of the story because he's the good guy. When I just look at it from Thanos' perspective or Killmonger's perspective. So like essentially that's what I'm trying to look at. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Bateman is an over-exaggerated version of something that most of us just do on a daily basis, which is look at ourselves as the main character of our own stories, because we see everything that we do. We don't see what other people do in their private life, and when they're not in the same room as us.
Would you want the storyline to be the exact same as the original, or would you want it to be?
Let's make a musical. Fuck it. Let's do what Mean Girls did. Let's make a fucking musical.
I want to switch up still.
Yeah, that'd be good. Have you seen? I actually didn't. I told you about this. I didn't tell you about this. They made a sequel to American Psycho, starring Mia Kunis. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, from the 70s show.
Yeah. So essentially, she was a victim of Bateman's other extracurricular activities, but she survived. So she now is when her storyline is her trying to like find all these people that do the kind of things that he does. It's a detective story.
So it's kind of like what's that film that Emerald written? Hold on. Emerald, Saltburn director.
Would you but like what would you want from this reboot or re?
I don't want a reboot.
I don't want a reboot.
I actually don't want a reboot. I think you've told the story well enough the first time around, and it's just a bit aggravating. A promising young woman.
I would have never got that.
I've been told about that movie about how like where the title comes from. The title is really a deep title. Do you know about the title?
Go on.
So a client of mine told me this was really fascinating. The idea is that it comes from a story of a guy who essentially raped a woman, right? And in the courts, he was referred to as a promising young man because he had potential in, I think it might have been like American football, whatever. And he's promising to become someone great, but they still refer to him as a promising young man, even in when he's in the courtroom, in the what do you call it? The accusers, I don't know what the word for it, but the guy that did the thing in that seat. Yeah,
he's in the docks.
The doctor, but they still refer to him as the promising young man. So they kind of spun that title, and that's kind of where that title kind of came from, which is quite fascinating. But like on the American Psycho thing, have you not read the books? Any of you read the book?
No.
Have you?
No. I already just started reading fantasy just now. But how much you know what I'm trying to say with this hand thing I'm doing right now?
No, I don't. I don't think the audio listeners know exactly what's going on.
You can see what I'm doing, man. What is this? How true is it to the story, to the actual book? Like, do you not know?
Oh, I have no idea.
I think that from what I've heard, it's more accurate to the book than actually in most film adaptations than you would think.
Okay. Cool.
So it's exactly how it is, and I think that's quite interesting to see that even though it was done by a female director, but it was basically the perspective. It was still very loyal to the storyline, and to a point that it has such a cult following. To this day.
But so then what a retelling of the story to me would be a different story. It wouldn't. I think if you've really done something that's loyal to the book, now just makes it very different.
I think what they said is it's going to be more tailored till modern times. So I don't know what that means. So I'm not going to watch that.
Andrew Tate.
More. Oh shit!
Flip it. No,
that low key would be fire, you know.
You know what? Depending on the perspective, because
but I don't know if changing if it's whether it's a cis man or a cis woman, whether it,
or would you want it
would
to
that change the tone? I don't know if it'll change. If the director's good, director's good.
I mean, if they're retelling the story, it's going to be different, and it's not American Psycho. It's something else. Is that what Max says about June? Right, this June movie isn't June. It's just something else that is inspiration.
Inspired by.
So that's what they will be making if they tell a different story.
I don't think they change the genre. Changes would. I mean, it would change the film, but I don't know if it's for good or for worse.
If they're making it very for modern times, I hate modern times, so I'm probably not gonna watch this one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
And the trailer is really good.
But it's weird.
I know how to tell a good trailer or a bad trailer. I was like, we already established that.
Are you sure about that?
What do you mean?
Because remember when you saw the trailer for Saltburn the first time, you're like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, it's not for me.
No. I'm talking about when we watched the.
It's not for me.
But I was talking to. For the record, I didn't seriously watch the movie again because yeah. Anyway, the Ghostbusters trailer. When we was talking about how like I can tell what a big blockbuster movie that tries to overcompensate their trailers to make the movie look better than it actually is. This American Psycho, who's making it? Do you know?
They don't. They haven't said anything. They only announced that they were going to remake it.
Who's they?
Yeah.
Who's there's no they.
By the way, for the Ghostbuster video, someone commented on a reaction video saying there's another trailer. The one we watched was the international one, and there's another one that's out that is not that type of editing pace.
Is it not?
And the guy that commented saying that he's a huge fan of Ghostbusters and he's looking forward to this one coming out. So
Ghostbusters have a proper fan base, don't it?
yeah, he does, and he's looking forward to this one.
No, because it's old school. It's proper old school.
Yeah,
so shout out to y'all. I mean, we may try to watch that trailer and see if it's
Please don't
different.
make me watch the trailer. You can do it by yourself. Get another 1,000 views for freak.
Like, what's this hate? If I win, we win, bro. What's going on?
It's fun, isn't it?
Fake it out.
Well, anything else?
You want to talk about the Oscars?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the snubs.
Hey, let me sit up for this one, bro.
There's only one thing, yeah. There's only one thing that I know about, and I low-key find it funny, but at the same time, it's kind of mad.
Okay, let me just put on some perspective for our audience because.
Thank you, please.
Just to say that the snubs, it doesn't really give any context. So quite recently, there's been a thing where we're looking at Academy Award nominations where it's looking at both female creatives, so whether that's a director, a music artist, an actor, production team. There has been a huge snub of their nominations, or they just haven't been thought of at all.
What's a snub? Name it. Oh,
go on, you want to do it. I know you want to do it.
I don't know all the snubs. I just know one snub that I don't think it's a snub.
I think me and you are talking about the same snub.
My snub is I don't think Margot Robbie got snubbed. I don't think she did a killing performance for her to get nominated. I don't think in Barbie.
Speaking clippers.
What killing performance did she do in Barbie?
Don't look at me. Look at the one that represents.
What killing performance did she do in Barbie?
I think that America did a better performance.
I don't think America should have got nominated herself.
That's
the
a
only
snub.
person that should have got nominated is Greta Gerwig for directing. That's the only snub I saw.
What about yourself, Aladdin?
I'm just finding kind of. I spilled juice all over me like a child. I kind of find it mad how like Barbie won no awards. The only one award they won was the I'm Just Ken.
Only one that's winning is the only man.
And also, did you hear about the fact that Ryan is now going to be performing at the Oscars for I'm Just Ken?
I guess.
Wait, no, that made no sense because he was saying that he's disappointed and he's angry at the fact that he
No,
won.
they asked. I think it's one of those things where you don't really get a choice. You just have to
I think you can say no.
Wait, he has to go before
I think him saying yes means that someone's gonna win an award.
See?
I think it's a compliment. It's like you do this for me and I'll do this for you.
Oh.
Scratch my back and I'll scratch yours.
I guess Barbie needs a Ken.
It's quid pro quo.
I guess there's no Barbie without a Ken then.
Yo, clip that.
But yeah, I think Margot. I think her performance wasn't bad, and I think if we all look at outside of being biased, her performance.
Definitely. It wasn't
Oscar worthy to me.
It wasn't Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
sorry. I saw Cillian Murphy did a better job at his character than Margot did.
Yeah. But Barbie is not winning much, you know. It's actually.
Yeah.
It made peace, so that's good.
It's made money.
It's made money, but it's made money with Mattel.
I skipped past the snub with Greta Gerwig. I think it has nothing to do with her gender. I think it has to do with the genre of the film. I think comedy a lot of times gets shoved. Like horror, there's a lot of great horrors. Like for example, there's only one horror that's ever won an Oscar, and that's fuck for the name of the film. No, it's not Halloween. It's
The Shining.
No, it's Shaun of the no.
Oh, Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, it's that freaking assassin, not assassin one. That nah, I fucked that.
Hold on,
there's only one. There's only one horror. There's only one horror
that's
won Oscar, and it's that he plays a killer and he does that weird thing. It's like, he eats people in it.
Oh,
Oh, Hannibal.
Hannibal.
Yeah, but it's not called Hannibal. It's the prequel.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah,
That's
that's the only one that's
Anthony
one.
Hopkins, isn't it?
One, yeah, it's only one that's one. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins in that. Yeah, shit.
That actually has
Love it.
Jodie Foster in it, actually.
Yeah, shit. Funny enough.
I didn't. Red House, the guy, she doesn't go with it.
Sorry, I zoned out. I'm sorry.
But yeah, that's the only one that's one. What I'm trying to say is that horrors and comedy normally get shubbed when it comes to the Oscars. So I feel like she didn't get nominated because of that and not to do with her gender. Because obviously the director of I'm forgetting film names, but it's a female
Describe
director. It's a female director. She got nominated instead, and it's that film with the you don't know if she
Anatomy
killed.
of the Fall.
Yeah, thank you. Shit, man.
She
She got nominated for best director instead of Greta Gerwig, and I think it's because of the genre of the film. Obviously, her one is more drama driven, where Barbie is more comedy driven. So I do think
Barbie
that's why she got snubbed.
It's a comedy fantasy. So I was gonna, my argument was gonna say, oh yeah, what about in the comedy category? Did they win?
There's no
She was
comedy
Is
category.
there a comedy category?
No.
No,
Not in
maybe
Oscars.
like comedy performance or something. No, there's none.
There's no comedy.
No, it's
comedy
not.
is-
Yeah, comedy is not really.
Wait, so what was that thing now that the Bear kept winning?
That was for
That
Emmys.
Emmys.
But that's TV,
Oh,
bro.
bro, I keep-
That's TV.
Emmys and Brits and
That's TV.
Globes and this and
Brits,
that.
you mean
Yeah.
BAFTAs?
BAFTAs and Golden Globe. I don't know any of this stuff. Oscars and
Fair enough.
Oscars. That's
But
one
then,
where
like, when you
Will
look
Smith got
at
slapped, right? Or-
indie film festivals like Sundance and Rain and Spirit Awards,
Yeah.
that's when you start to see female talent or
Yeah, let's start.
non-binary talent really excel.
Yeah.
Like really
I think
excel.
that's the one thing that's the thing that we in Nancy agreed on today was when you take away the big studios, you get true authentic stories and performances from people that actually care about their jobs and care about what they're doing and have passion. Add all this studio bullshit and you get Barbie winning fuck all. That's just.
Do you think Barbie should have won something
Gerwig definitely should have won something.
for directed?
Yeah, it was
Do
great.
you think Barbie should have won something?
I think so. I don't know what nomination.
But the competition was crazy though.
Yeah, because when you know the main one, I would definitely
Yes.
say is for production because they went
Production
really
design,
crazy.
they
Production
went
design,
really
100%.
old
I
school
think
with it.
I think they got nominated for production.
They
design.
did get nominated for it.
The
They
Oscars
went
hasn't happened yet.
next
Well,
week.
shit. When this is out,
It'll be this weekend.
It's this weekend.
Yeah. But so with the production, they went really old school with it. So
Yeah.
typically, when you look at like most films, most of it now is like either basic card, like printing backward, like printed images on the back,
Yeah.
and like very 2D. They don't go into detail about it and make models and create this entire town or city.
It looks amazing.
But when you look at it, they basically stocked up on all the stock for pink paint.
Oh yeah,
Hard.
For pink
The
paint
world ran out of pink paint. This was one movie.
for one film,
Yeah.
and it reminded me of. Have you ever seen like old school films like Singing in the Rain?
Yeah.
You know, where it's like they've gone into every detail into color to make sure that it pops. It really pops.
I think but when it comes to Barbie, like that specific color code, like hex code, like I'll show you that. I'll show you that picture of that billboard. I saw a billboard in Canary Wharf. It was just one fuck off size billboard. It was just one color,
It was pink.
and it was that shade of pink. And in the bottom right corner, in small text, it said 13th of July. That's it.
Beautiful.
Do you know? Let's talk about awards for advertising and marketing, because boy, they get all
need
the
to know.
posted out, boy. That's just so like the color, because the color is so important. It makes sense why they did that. But they even gone as far as like they created almost like a world where
They made the world pink. No,
Yeah.
not a world. They made the world pink. Part of their marketing campaign was they made London Eye pink.
Yeah.
They made part of LA pink.
Yeah.
They made part of New York pink.
Yeah.
It was a global thing. They had Barbie houses across the world
Yeah.
that was part of their Airbnb
I've seen that.
campaign that were
Yeah.
pink.
I never saw that.
It was like huge.
Yeah.
So not only did they
Every week
steal
you
the
get-
world
yeah.
of pink, they created a world of pink.
Every week of this movie, you always came back with something new about the marketing and stuff like that.
Marketing was crazy for it,
Really,
man.
really good. But there's
Shout
no
out to-
category for marketing, so The same way as your category for most of the fucking.
I think maybe they get box office achievement or some shit.
Wasn't that Taylor Swift?
No.
Yeah. I mean, a woman won.
Yeah,
A woman
be happy.
won. Shout out to that. Shout out Taylor Swift.
Box office is
Friend of the show.
Box office. Friend of the show.
I don't know about
No.
friends, but
No, box office isn't a representation for marketing because box office is rewatchability. So now it's not about the marketing; it's about the movie. If they like it, then they'll come back again and pay for it again.
Yeah.
That's what gets you hype in the box office.
and I think what worked so well with Barbie wasn't just that they had made this world; it was the experience. It was this community it created where people would go together. It'd be a night out.
Yeah. Oh, do you think would have been?
Do you think that it could have worked for Marvels as well?
No. I saw something. I saw about.
Well, the marketing.
I saw about Oppenheimer.
No.
I'm thinking that would have been this big if it wasn't for Oppenheimer pushing it as well.
I think Barbie helped Oppenheimer, you know.
But it
You
was
think Barbie helped Oppenheimer.
I think it did.
You reckon?
I think I think they helped each other, but I think Oppenheimer got more help.
Yeah, because
Think Oppenheimer doesn't reach the numbers that it reaches.
Because
Barbie hit more numbers than Oppenheimer.
Yeah, no.
That's just a standard.
I think
but
it trickled.
Oppenheimer won more
I think it trickled down
Is that mad?
as a lot, huh?
That Oppenheimer won more awards, but
I mean,
Barbie got more numbers.
I think Oppenheimer is a better film than Barbie.
Agreed.
I think just the way it just brought loud.
Say that louder.
No,
Oppenheimer is a better film. than
On
Barbie.
the International Women's Day podcast.
Sorry.
Why are you blushing?
I agree. I'm white, that's why. You can see it. He's blushing, you just can't see it. Look at him. He's like orange.
10 toes. Yes, 10 toes.
No, I was gonna say, fucking, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, do you think this Barbie would have reached these numbers without Oppenheimer? Would it still reach the same?
Because it wasn't just catered to women, it was catered to little kids. It was a story, it was an experience that when you're like when I went on my own, and there was like little girls dressed up in pink, and they'd brought all their friends, and they'd gone with
audience then Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer had a smaller audience. Oppenheimer had a significantly smaller audience, 18 plus and
history buffs.
Yeah, history buffs.
History buffs.
No, they didn't just history buffs. Yeah, I guess some of it, but Nolan fans, history buffs, 18 plus, whereas Barbie is basically
everyone.
Yeah.
There wasn't a cap to who. It was like literally, you know, when you have Mattel toys and it's like 1 to 100.
Yeah.
So it was literally that was their audience, and I think that's why it translated so well, and that's how it trickled down, because then those people who wouldn't typically have gone to Oppenheimer were like, oh, I want to have the Barbieheimer experience.
Can I say something mad? Can I say something crazy? This is The hype for Barbie is reminding me of the hype for the first Black Panther movie, where at the time it came out, people felt the need to say it was good. But now that some time has passed and we look back, it wasn't as good as we said it was at the time. Black Panther is a bad movie.
You guys.
Do you think that happened for Barbie though?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think
I used to rewatch it, but from my memory, Black Panther was great
I
until
think
the
that's so mad
embargo.
because you guys gave me Barbie as a DVD for my birthday.
Really? I didn't do that.
No, I did that.
Oh, hold on. DVD.
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
Oh, let's see. Fucking DVD is crazy. But that's it. So like,
Oh, you thought this DVD as in like a standard DVD?
like this one here.
Oh no, bro.
Let me just leave.
It was Ultra 4K too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. We're gonna watch that. Do you know how much an Ultra 4K display is?
You didn't want to know it, but I did it more of as a collectible
Yeah,
thing than like.
I haven't even
thing
taken it
I'm
out the
playing.
sleeve.
Yeah.
Hold. Do that. Keep that. But so Black Panther at the time, and this man is a fun story. When I was I think it was around February it came out. I was in a barber, and my Jamaican barber was saying, "Oh, Black Panther's a shit movie." I'm like, "Rotted?" I was like in my head saying, "It's right."
Man said rotted.
So in my mind, I'm like, "Rotten, bro," and they're all saying, "Yeah, it's a shit movie." And I was arguing for Black Panther. By the time, I didn't feel safe to say it was a bad movie, sister. I didn't feel he's like giggling. But I didn't feel safe saying it's a bad movie. It wasn't until like a few months has passed and I watched it again. I'm like, this is weak as shit. So, are we now saying Barbie's a good movie because we feel the need to? We're obligated to say it was a good movie. I'll have to watch it again because I don't know if it was so good.
I'm gonna have to watch it again. But I enjoyed it. Didn't you
watch it twice?
No, I didn't watch it twice.
I think also
I say I
what-
watch it now.
Only
Like,
say it once.
I think why everyone liked it so much was also because of the experience. It was something different.
Yeah.
It was a moment.
And
Same with Black Panther,
it was the. I think
Black
it was
Panther
Black Panther was
as
a
big of an
moment.
experience, yeah.
Was a moment, but it wasn't as big because it
definitely
didn't
not.
umbrella as many people.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's what, so now I'm saying now in terms of because the experience is so good now it's kind of like it shifts our perception on the movie itself. So now let's put the movie separate and give the movie its own ratings. I don't think it'll be as high as what was rating it at the time.
I was always excited about it from the beginning.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I am not even just the experience. Because it was before the whole everyone's going out before the Barbenheimer thing. Do you remember?
In terms of like the experience before, so the anticipation is part of the experience. Like Endgame was a great example. The biggest thing there was no like crazy experience. It was just all it had was anticipation, and that's what enhanced my experience.
Do you think it's because of the climatic experience you've now had that it's just like blasé? Because you've hit that point where you've had the climax of anticipation and watching and enjoying it and having all of it. Yeah, maybe even movies in general, but more specifically with Barbie, that you're now like, oh, if I watch it again, it will be blasé.
The thing is, I didn't have the same experience as you two. I don't think I was like my only experience of it was just being in the room with you two having a conversation about it. I didn't get much of it. So now when I went into it watching it, I was giving it a lot of benefits of the doubt. Like I was giving it a lot of like leeway to kind of like, oh, if something awkward happened or something I didn't like happened, I was like allowed because it's next week. Another movie I wouldn't have given that kind of freedom, right? So now what I'm trying to say is a lot of what I'm hearing from you is you liked everything about the movie except for the movie itself. Sorry, let me reword. Everything but the movie had a better impact on you than the actual movie itself. I'm not saying the movie was bad. It wasn't as much of an impactful moment.
I think for me, as someone who's always been looking at film from a perspective and always kind of looking at it from the bigger picture, I think it will always be a big moment for me.
Big moment, yeah, definitely.
Always be a big moment, and I will always love it for that.
100%, yeah,
and I think I can't necessarily answer the question where you want it to be because of that.
No, so my question is just, I take out everything.
I don't think I would be able to.
So I don't
think I would be able to answer that objectively.
Okay.
Like
so we need to watch the movie again and decide if it's actually good or bad movie.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna watch it from a very like non-biased kind of vision perspective.
Let's do it, man.
I'm glad that I actually had to be like, look, I'll be real. I don't think I can be objective about that.
And the fact that you have that is, I had the exact same experience with Endgame. It's just, I loved every part of it from when the Infinity War first came out till a whole year later where Endgame came out. That experience in and of itself was one of the best cinema experiences of all time, and it took a year.
I can agree with that.
When you're saying what you're saying, I can't say Endgame is a bad movie.
No, with me, I can understand why you love Endgame so much because the day that it came out was the day I handed in my dissertation for my first degree.
Yeah, you said it, yeah.
And so as soon as I finished it, I bought tickets and then I met up with my friend, and it was the first taste of freedom I'd had after a long period of just being a hermit in front of my keyboard. So I get that, but I think with time and perspective, and because I wasn't so emotionally attached to it, I can actually look at it
as a movie, not as an experience.
As a movie.
That's what I'm saying. So like what you're saying about Barbie, about how when you see the movie, you automatically associate the experience of it. I have the same thing with Endgame. When every time I see the movie, I associate the experience of seeing all those characters fighting in the war and everyone around me screaming and cheering and standing. I can't forget that when I'm watching the movie in my bedroom. So I'm saying. So every time you watch Barbie, and correct me if I'm wrong, but every time you watch Barbie, you're going to automatically associate all the whole. I don't know how long it was before that movie came out. Everything that was surrounding it, and it's going to lean your opinion toward one side.
And I think the one thing that is going to be more graved with me is that we were in the studio and we were talking about it, and you were like, oh, I don't really think I care about this film. I don't really care. And then as soon as the film came out, you were like, yeah, I've been listening to I'm Just Kidding while dropping weights.
Yeah, I'm saying. But I know what you're trying to do.
He's stuttering.
No, I know what you're trying to do. It's not working because the movie in itself was just, it was whatever. Even after the movie came out, I said, I don't actually understand why this movie is so big.
Yeah.
I said Super Mario Bros. Should have been bigger.
Right? That's crazy.
Should have been bigger, and if it was in terms of budget, in terms of box office.
It's PG.
Huh?
It says PG.
What do you mean PG?
No man.
Anyway, but no, I'm just
It's bigger. Yeah.
I'm just Ken track still slaps and it's still won and Bobby won fuck all versus James. What did I'm just Ken win? Like in what
I don't know.
award ceremony did it win?
Well, awards enemy. I don't know. I'll have to search
Was
on
it
here.
Golden Globe?
Possibly.
He's not
For
experienced
original
people
song.
that all this shit, all these.
Just different award shows. Different.
Do you think I care?
I
TV
don't,
people.
never do I, but like you don't know more about this shit than I do. And I feel like I need to know about it.
I say, do I think I look? This went back.
Oh shit! She got a whole award
I see
campaign
it.
on her fucking phone.
Sorry, all the listeners.
Well, yeah, man.
God
Well,
damn.
is that everything? Oh,
We've kind of breezed through everything quite quickly, but I don't want to make the episode quite short.
You make it different.
are we gonna talk about
We can. I mean, we can talk about news and stuff.
content creators?
Oh.
Is that a topic we want to talk about?
That's
don't.
not June though, but like yeah, I'm here for
No, I
it.
mean that can work with anything
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I think
Let's
one
do
of the
it.
big things that Billie Eilish actually was talking about, and it was caught on video, where she was talking to someone. I think it was the Spirit Awards or one award, and she was like, "Why are there so many influencers here?"
Damn.
You know what? When I went to watch Plane. I'll tell you about this. I went to watch
Fuck it, every time, bro. You know watch Plane. Every story he has him and this freaking film Plane, bro.
Are you done?
Oh, if I was on editing, I would have did like a montage of the amount of times this guy mentioned Plane.
Okay, well
bro.
done. Thank you. Are you finished your run?
Yeah, so
When I went to watch Plane.
When you went to watch what?
Plane.
you know.
In
What?
in Leicester Square, the premiere for the movie, there was a lot of like Love Islanders there and a lot of influencers there. And it's just like none of you don't know what the fuck you do in this place. You just got an invite, you got an email by someone. Even the guy that I was with. For the record, he was a bit more appropriate because he's an aerospace engineer and he built his entire fan base on the fact that he does a lot of like Heathrow stuff, right? Behind the scenes. He made sense and he was the guy I was going with. But everyone else was they just got a fucking email from Lionsgate saying, "Oh, do you want to come to this thing?" And then they pulled up and they went on the red carpet, took pictures in front of the fucking thing, a bunch of photographers, and they didn't even know what movie they're gonna watch. Most of them didn't even stick around for the movie. They just fucked off after that.
Yeah.
And it's just like I get what you're doing. You're trying to shed more light on the thing, but again, it's just studio stuff again. It's just studio marketing shit. That is.
But I think again, it's that idea of we know these people have an audience that are going to like.
Wait.
Not Love Islanders, but Love Islanders.
We needed to give context of what we're talking about right now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So we are talking about content creators and how they are now entering the film industry and now interviewing actors, producers, directors, and it seems like there's two clips particularly I guess we're talking about of a content creator, not a content creator, but like an influencer talking to actors and asking questions that you wouldn't typically ask these celebrities or people that work within the industry simply because we kind of already know the answer to these questions. So it doesn't develop the content. It doesn't help promote the product that they're trying to produce in any way or any fashion. So we're kind of just talking about the content creators or influencers entering the film industry and kind of making a mess of it all.
Yeah. I think one of the ones I saw recently that did it well was Jeremy Lynch. His one was just he didn't talk about a movie with them. He just played a game.
Yeah.
Of I'm gonna say some slang words and British slang words.
But then he's actually a journalist. I think this is what.
He's not a journalist. He's a footballer. he's a football freestyler.
But then he also does journalism.
Jeremy Lynch does journalism.
Like because of the stuff that he does on a regular.
I'll show you a picture of Jeremy Lynch. You definitely know who he is.
Is it the guy from the BBC with the glasses?
No. I'm not talking about someone else. I'm talking about this guy. You don't remember F2?
Jeremy
Lynch. He's not a footballer. He's just like he does. To be fair, he's a YouTuber. He does a lot of like really fun, cool stuff. This guy.
Yeah, but then he's had more experience on like actual like journalism interviews and stuff. Yeah, I've seen him in a couple of stuff. So he has had experience, and I think the issue is.
And to be fair, he's quite like he does like film quite a lot, but more blockbuster stuff. He does a lot of like blockbuster related stuff. Sorry.
So like there you get that you've got passion and you've got a bit of experience.
Yeah.
Whilst like with and you have a fan base. While you've got people like what's his name, Sam Thompson, who we're talking about more specifically in Dune, where he had this large influence from Made in Chelsea, and then he's done Love Island stuff. and then he's just gone into the space and then asked a very generic question.
What did you ask? Who was the one that asked the awkward question? There was one that asked a mad awkward question.
Was it Amelia from Chicken Shop?
No. So he sent on the chat of like someone, an influencer going on, and basically fans got mad at the fact that these people are asking these mad.
Yeah,
That's
Sam,
him.
that's Sam
That's
Thompson.
him.
So the question
What
was,
did he ask?
it was basically just asking how does it feel to have a relationship with someone outside of the film, and then on screen you're kissing and like doing that type of stuff with them, and audience was kind of mad, like, bro, that's acting. That's literally the purpose of acting, of like doing that. And even he seemed like from the clip, Timothy Charlemagne, which is who Sam Thompson was interviewing, was seeming like, oh, I have to answer that question.
And also, it wasn't.
Austin Butler was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
And it wasn't the first time that they had that question.
Yeah.
So that's why people were getting more annoyed, because it wasn't even the first time it happened. So people were just getting like a very generic question again, rather than actually having some journalistic experience or doing your research. You don't have to be a journalist, but you just need to do your research and basically have the bare minimum, a passion for what you're about to do.
The thing is, it's mad to think that these people that are authorizing these influencers to interview these people, they're not giving them no training, they're not having a conversation in advance saying, oh, by the way, we want to ask these kind of... Nothing, it's just, here, go and talk to them. There's no like...
There's no checks, because like, for example, you see, like, when we, like, I know it seems sometimes that when you look at us, because we're content creators, it's just kind of like, we're just talking, but we actually go into research on, okay, so this is the topics we're going to do. This is how we're going to put it in structure, and this is how we're going to try and segue it, which is when Aladdin always cusses me out for segueing.
Yeah.
But,
we're on our breath.
Where's the gunshots?
Chicken sound effects.
But that's when you actually have to do a particular technique with it, and because when you're not trained about it, or when you don't think about it that way, it really stagnates the experience of an interview. You don't really get the best out of someone. And we've had the chance, luckily, to like work with different people and really get into that interview process. And then I've actually had a bit of journalism background myself.
Yeah.
You actually know what it takes to do that. Well, then when you're looking at, okay, this is a film I'm really excited to see. I want to see some interest in the interview. And then you get bullshit questions like this.
See, the thing is, now that as I do, I like to play devil's advocate. Now I'm trying to think of... I'll be real, like, because these influencers are not the only people that are having conversations with the actors, right? You get into standard stuff with you get the Jimmy Kimmels and the Jimmy Fallons and the Graham Nortons.
Yeah, but then
you got like so it's like these ones, the professionals are the ones that ask them the actual questions that should be asked. And I think almost like experimenting with these influencers, saying let's just try to tap into the social media world and the meme culture world, and let's just shake some whatever.
I mean,
and get popularity into the movie and get more attention to the movie.
Okay, cool.
Because the love on bombs.
You can do that, and then get the memes and get the right questions from people like us.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying no.
But like people who genuinely have.
Yeah, but we're gonna ask the same questions that Graham Norton and Jimmy Fallon.
No, we won't.
No, it's not dancers. I'm saying in the sense that we're gonna ask stuff that is not gonna go viral for bad reasons. Yeah, but it's not gonna go viral. We're just gonna ask some stuff that we're genuinely passionate about. With these lot, what they're doing is because June Part 1 kind of bombed in the box office. I don't think they were like, and obviously they probably don't have more movies than just June, but it's the only thing that this is the one I'm thinking about. Because the first one bombed, it's like they're looking at some other ways to market this movie, and this is one way of doing it. Now, the questions that should be asked are being asked by the professionals, by the BBC Radio 1s and the late night shows and that stuff.
Yeah, but that's not their target. When you look at those big audiences, their target audience are like 40 plus. They're the ones that are going to watch it. 35 to 40 plus. When you're looking at influencers and all these other people, their target audience is millennials and Gen Z. And so that's us.
That's what they're doing is by getting these influencers to ask questions, they're targeting that audience. But they're also doing the thing where it's like they don't want to. They have the freedom to be risky with it. They don't want to be. If they got asked to do it, we'll be safe essentially. We'd be asking them mad, crazy questions.
Yeah, but we'd still ask dumb questions.
But they're not asking them mad questions. Ask them stupid questions doesn't help promote the film in any way.
It does in the sense of like it does.
I don't think that Sam Thompson thing helped in any form of sales. Just have people angry at people that are angry at him are already gonna watch the film regardless.
Yeah.
But if you get a film influencer opposed to just getting an influencer. Then you've got someone that already knows what type of stuff to get viral, but also has film knowledge as well. So
literally, get someone who has marketing experience, but also has a passion in film.
Yeah, then you got something.
That's really wants to interview Timmy Shelby, you know. She really wants to meet this guy, you know.
No, you know who I want to interview.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You really already know who.
Yeah.
No, not him.
Who? Oh, Stellan.
Oh, Barry, no?
Stellan. Oh, Barry.
She's getting shy.
Oh, Barry. Fucking hell. I'm still on.
But yeah, but I saw a clip. I think it was Maz that posted the clip on in the group chat. It was just TikTok to show me shit. But there was one not influencer. She was a radio presenter and she was just talking about the situation as well. And her point was, it's kind of like it just takes away from the people that are doing the work, trying to get the work into journalism, and then they don't get the opportunity to interview these people because you're getting someone else that because they have so much impressions on their social. Essentially they'll have more.
It's about
That's what
eyeballs.
they're trying to tap into, I guess. Now.
I guess, but then when it's the idea of quality over quantity. That's what.
Tell Sony, bro.
Quality over quantity, because
now
now people aren't talking about the film. They're talking about distributors choosing the wrong people, not really understanding their audience, which goes back to our main theory about these big people in the industry being so out of touch. And it's really showing because you can tap into as many influencers with huge eyeballs. For goodness sake, you could get Andrew Tate to do a flipping interview for like X.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
X.
For X.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'd watch that. It'd be so fascinating. It would be fascinating to watch and do that.
And it will get eyeballs, but he's not going to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
And it's not going to look good for the company.
I think, is it more so bad on because like, no one looked at an interview and thought, Timothy's a dickhead, or Osman is a dickhead, or June is a dickhead. It's thought the influencer is a dickhead. But what it did is it exposed the masses to this movie. And now, if you're looking at it from a numbers game, because they've been exposed to a thing they didn't know existed before, some of them actually look into the movie and more or less or ignore. But it was because of the fuckery that got it that big.
Junior, you're going to need to bleep the next word.
But doesn't it?
Okay,
go on.
Nigga, there is literally...
shit.
Posters everywhere.
Oh, no, yeah.
You go on YouTube, there is a video.
That's not enough, apparently, because it just to see a picture like.
You go on YouTube, there's a video. You go on Netflix, there is Dune Part 1.
Yeah.
You go on TikTok and you type in Dune. So if you didn't know about Dune, you type it in, and then it has this thing. This is like me nerding about it from a marketing perspective. But they have this conversion ad, which basically means that you click on it and it makes you buy a ticket, or you're more inclined to buy a ticket. At the top of it, after you've searched it, where it says book showing, and then you can click on it and see different showings of the film. Don't worry about the fact they did not need a sideman.
That's not, to me, that's not, because that's like, a lot of us has become desensitized to advertising at this point. And we need something to happen for us.
My only thing is like, well, what we're skipping, we haven't mentioned yet, like the talent themselves don't want to be asked these stupid questions.
That is
like you can clearly see Timothy Chalamet
and Skarsgård
wasn't interested in these questions.
No, tell him to go fuck himself. That's why.
No. Skarsgård literally said to, interestingly, Amelia, who has a journalism experience.
Oh, so
wait, Amelia.
So she
Skarsgård so long.
Yeah, so she was asking him, what was your favorite day on set? And he was like, that is a stupid TikTok question. Will you want me to answer it in 10 seconds?
Could you pull up this?
Let's say that now.
And she said you can answer it and just say no.
Which Skarsgård was it?
Stellan, bro.
Stellan Skarsgård.
Oh,
that is the proper G, you know.
And he said, and she said you can just answer it and say no. And he said, okay, no.
Mad.
And
I love him.
they're like, people are sick of these bite-sized interviews.
Yeah, the interviewees.
If you want to have,
I'm tired of that shit.
If you want to have a proper conversation, kind of like us, I'm sitting here and I'm going to sit down and have a conversation with you.
So what kind of questions would you ask? Like if you had Chalamet and Butler in front of you.
I've got the clip. You want to put headphones on?
Oh.
I've already heard it, so you...
Oh.
Well,
okay, I'm just going to play it then.
What's your favourite day on set? Do you have one that you remember that sticks out?
No, it's such a TikTok question because you want a question that has one short answer. I don't.
You could just say no.
No.
But that's the thing, though. You're dealing with like people, veterans that's been in the industry for so long. How are they accustomed to essentially being asked these type of one-worded type of questions. But then, like, that's what I'm saying.
That's a waste. No, that's literally a waste of money, camera equipment, and time.
But then these actors are gonna complain, bro. Don't put me in a room with these people if they're gonna ask me these type of questions.
Has this always been the thing though? If when you sign up to be an actor in a big movie, it's part of the contract. You end up doing these things that you don't want.
Yeah, but I can be a dick to you.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally has enough power to be.
I'm like, I don't really mess with these type of questions.
Do you think what's his name?
Do you think most people want to be in the Oscars, bro? They want. Do you think they actually want to go and watch these awards, but they don't want to do it. But it's part of the thing, you know. It's part of.
Oh, what's his name? Harrison Ford. He would answer the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely the old man. Like, I've been here for so long. I don't need these type of bullshit questions.
That's the thing. When you sign up to these movies, like you almost sign up to these things as well. Like it's part of it. It's part of the fame, I guess. It's like
but I think there needs to be a healthy balance. So like someone like is it Steven Evans who does Hot Ones?
Yeah.
He told that he's still like in the internet world, but he does the research on these people.
Really
you need to find the right balance. I don't want to just deal with these TikTokers. I'm not saying Emilia is a TikToker type of person, but asking these type of questions where you're just gonna get one word answers from
so mad about
is not good like journalism.
The thing about Sean Evans is fascinating because
she does a lot of close-ended questions.
She's
but
she's done it.
She's done it before. I know, and I know it's part of her character trait, which works in Chicken Shop Day. But when you take that into an environment like film interviews, and
it's just
stuff,
not work.
Close-ended questions, more so in interviews. This is a thing that basic English lessons when you were doing journalism for a little bit, or basic English lessons when you were learning about interviews. You can't work with close-ended questions. It doesn't create engagement. You don't get people hooked in. Keep it open engagement. Open-ended questions always keep people engaged.
The thing about Sean Evans that I really like is that he's like is again, it's like that Simon thing. Everything that he's doing should not work because he's putting these big celebrities through some intense pain and still trying to ask them questions.
And asking them good questions. And times there's a montage of them all saying, that's a really good question. I've never been asked this before.
Yeah, and like stuff like, you've done your research. Like, then look, he goes back. And I think like that formula should work. But because he's so good at what he does, he finds a way of making it work, and it works so fucking well.
And they're willing to sit and eat hot wings with you because I know I'm going to get some really good questions asked. And that's why we need to find a good balance where we just don't get people just because they've got like so-and-so impressions on these social platforms. They're going to ask silly questions that actors are going to be now like, yo, if who am I doing an interview with? Because if it's that person, I don't want to go through with it. And some of these actors have enough power to say no.
You're putting a bad name on influencers because now if we
because we're influencing, you're not influencing no more now.
No, but there's also a thing of like if we became big, for example, and then we had the opportunity to interview this cast of June Part 3, and now Austin Butler's also who's
no, not if when
my bad, sorry. And then no, I say if because the how it ends is bad for us. So
I'm just saying, but when?
When
change the game.
So demise.
So
I'm from around the ways. I'm leaving it.
Cool, because you're gonna get end off because like if so come June Part 3 comes out and we're big and we go out and now get the studio saying, we want you to interview this person. And then our studio talks to Austin Butler and he says, who's interviewing me? He's like, these influencers from things.
Yeah, but I'm also a Nepo.
Fuck influencers. Okay,
technically, I'm a Nepo baby, so I don't care.
That's the thing, but like, the title of TikTok or YouTube or your social media influencers that we are becoming a part of, now we're going to get hit by as a result.
That's what I'm saying. So but you're saying influencers. I'm trying to make it more niche and saying you need to find film influencers that have a background into it. Yeah, but you think fucking Timothy's
going to say film influencers can be even better? No, it's social media people. We put them more in the same fucking bracket.
No,
that's what I'm saying. They need to make a change because if they carry on doing what they're doing, it's going to be bad for everyone.
Yeah. But there is also, you can tell a difference as well. Like, for example, the influencers that work with Mubi and Letterbox and all of these other places, you can actually hear the change of tone in how they talk about these things. So you'd be like, oh, hey, how are you doing? So good to see you. And then actually have a conversation with them, try to warm them up. Whilst when you have like these influencers, they just shake your hand and be like, right, let's get into it.
Yeah.
There is no warm up into it. Because like what we do, this is something that we don't really show much on camera. We take our time to actually warm ourselves up before starting the podcast.
Not today, but
We did. We tried. We tried.
But generally, yes, we do.
It's because we've been doing a lot of content this weekend.
Fucking hell.
But like,
God,
we
that
try and in the sense of
all the time.
like warming up,
Yeah.
trying to get a conversation, even when we have a guest, kind of telling them like, just relax. This is just A/B conversation, and there's a camera there.
Yeah, I'm saying so. I'm obviously agreeing with you with this whole thing. Like I'm always trying to play devil advocate, trying to play the producer's role, to understand why they're doing what they're doing. But now I'm looking at it thinking, yeah, we're gonna get fucking hit as in the crossfire by this bullshit. So
We're always gonna get it, but content is content, and engagement is engagement, baby.
yeah, man, and Junior solo videos is our best form of engagement. So keep doing them.
Well,
I mean, you lot can do solo videos as well.
It's not even just Junior Solo's videos. It's my diss tracks to Taylor Swift and soon to be Dua Lipa.
Oh fuck!
Oh shit! You can't for Dua Lipa.
It's Women's Day. Let's do it. Let's do it now.
Oh shit! Start buying people.
What?
When I say I want strong female characters, I don't mean Dua Lipa.
What's wrong with Dua Lipa? Nah, talk to me. Why do you hear so much?
Again, a great example of someone who's not qualified for the job but got it anyway.
Wow. So how she get the job then? So through
she's a singer,
singing,
and she hasn't. You can tell that she has no. Didn't even look at an acting coach. Didn't do anything. She's so when she. At the beginning of her career, she was really stiff at dancing, but then she did practice.
Oh yeah, she did that little dance.
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
When you're trying to sharpen your pencil.
Oh god.
Oh shit! That's rude.
Roll the clip, Junior.
Wait, so what have you seen her in? Because I ain't seen her in nothing.
So she's in Barbie. She plays the mermaid. You forgot about her because her character was forgettable. Why was she forgettable? Because you had John Cena absolutely slaying her.
Yeah.
Slaying her. And then she was in Argyle.
None of us seen Argyle. We all know that.
And even then, the 5 seconds that I saw her in, she wasn't. I couldn't even say mid.
Below average. What else she's been in? Let's go for her film character, IMDb.
Those are the ones, and there's like she was actually and you can tell there's a huge industry push for her to like be an actor or seen as an actor because she was in the BAFTAs and she was one of the people that announced one of the awards.
Oh, swear.
And it's just like, okay, like cool, but like I get it, you're going from singing to acting. But like, look at people like Callum Turner and Suki Waterhouse, where they've been models turning into actors. They've actually taken the time out to do the training.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Looking stiff in front of the camera.
Junior, do you reckon we got enough? I reckon we got enough.
I think so.
I think we got enough. I can probably squeeze some more out of it. Just maybe try a bit more.
I actually don't want the words to. I think we're good. I think we're good. I actually like the Lipas.
Look. I like Dua Lipa. Yeah, she got some banging tracks. But what does she know about acting?
That part's not going in, by the way. That part there.
No, that was a Kanye West quote. You know, it's I like some of Lady Gaga's stuff.
Yeah,
but what does she know about Polaroid cameras?
Yeah. I saw it because she has a thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because she has a company of the thing.
Yeah, she has
the creative director. Polaroid.
Yeah, Polaroid. Yeah, that's.
So wait, who's another actor that's come from a different career? I hate
like
The Weeknd.
J-Lo. The Weeknd.
The Weeknd. I hear he's doing poorly.
He did
He's hit and miss sometimes.
He did all right in Uncut Gems, but he was being himself. So
he was in Uncut Gems. Oh yeah, Uncut Gems.
He got himself out with thing, no?
No, yeah, I remember watching that movie. I do like wrestlers though, coming from, because obviously wrestlers make sense, it's all acting, right? Spoilers for any kids watching WWE today.
It's real to me.
But like, I like some. I didn't like it at first though, I'll be real. When I first saw John Cena and Dave Bautista and The Rock, and
I feel like John Cena really shocked me.
John Cena is great.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, and it's like the wrestler that everyone knows. Anyone
you
that
know
anyone
what?
knows.
You know what? My list might change. You know, I might put John Cena first over Bautista.
100%. Why the fuck is Bautista above John Cena?
I was really liking Bautista. But
why?
I think John Cena is more versatile. You know, I've seen John Cena do more versatile roles.
Yeah, bro. John Cena,
but I think he's had more time to build up his. Chili.
No, but John Cena started after Bautista.
Oh yeah, because
in terms of acting
Dave Bautista is this the same fucking guy? He's typecast at this point, but I'll be real.
Oh fuck it! Did this change? John Cena first.
Yeah,
Bautista second, then The Rock last.
Wait, is that it? Is there anyone else?
There's Edge. He started acting.
Edge is acting as well.
Yeah, he was in Percy Jackson.
Wasn't the Undertaker an actor as well?
Undertaker.
Yeah, but he's trash. He can't enter that
Wait,
list.
wait.
I think Edge. I heard good quotes
Hulk
about
Hogan
Edge.
is another one, but
Yeah,
he
we can't
literally
talk
plays it.
about
He
Hulk Hogan.
literally plays
Hulk Hogan is
himself.
the first one that came up.
Yeah,
He
crazy.
literally plays himself. But
Kevin
yeah, like
Nash,
I think
Steve Austin.
when we come into the transformation, like J-Lo is actually a better actor than she is a singer.
Rotted.
I will say that now.
Oh shit. Okay, fair enough. On that note, should we do intakes?
Okay, no man. Oh, before the intakes, a quick bit of news. The Joker 2 is going to be $200 million.
$200 million to make.
Yeah, man.
I don't really care
For a
about that film, you
musical.
know. Actually, do not care about that film.
To hire Dua Lipa to sing for us.
That's another person. That's a person I would die for, though.
Gaga.
Who going from singing to acting because she's actually theatre trained.
Oh,
Was
yeah,
she? I want to watch A Star Is Born. Would that maybe cry?
That will
I'll-
make you
I'll
won't
watch
cry
that.
though, but you feel sad.
I cried in with Captain Phillips.
Okay, bro. You only cry for men.
No, he didn't cry in what's it?
Oh, Iron Claw.
Iron Claw.
Yeah.
That's a sad film.
Oh, that was sad.
Man, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just going for something.
Yeah,
Anyway, intakes. What are we saying?
clearly.
Nothing.
Have you got?
I obviously got a bunch of them, so I'm waiting for you.
What did I watch? I watched I can't think I want to say the name right. Shogun.
Shogun,
Shogi?
yeah.
Shogun. Yeah, I watched that first episode. Really good. I'm enjoying it. It is based in 1800s. 1600s.
1800s, 19th
It's
century.
a time period piece set in Japan, and it's giving me. It seems like it's gonna be one of those shows that's gonna last like a couple, 5-6 seasons. I feel like it's giving me HBO, but it's not made by HBO. It's made by FX,
Ooh, I love BFX.
and is
I love that.
I don't know. From the first episode, it just starts off with I think he's Dutch. He lands in Japan by accident. Well, he said he landed by accident, and he's gone through their culture, and they are fucking brutal.
Because it's during the Endo period. for
Like
any
one of
history
these
buffs.
crewmates, they put him in boiling water, and he was just scream. Like there's a bit where the two side characters are. Yeah, nice one. Where two characters are talking to each other, and you're still hearing the guy screaming in the background. It's nuts. And there's one bit. It's not really a spoiler because it has nothing to do with the main story, but it's just like little stuff that happens within the show. But there's one bit where one of the soldiers stands up during like a conversation. So imagine you're the main boss, I'm like the side boss, I'm talking to you, but I've got Maz works for me. But you say something that is insulting towards me. But Maz gets offended and goes, "How dare you insult my boss?" Now he stands up, Maz stands up and stands up for me. But I say, no, you have to sit down because you're the main boss. We can't be saying anything. Obviously, in Japanese culture, it's all about respect and like having manners towards one another. Because Maz done that, Maz now realized that messed up. Okay, to make things better, I'll give up my bloodline. And you go, okay, cool. So next day, we go over to Maz, get your child. I'm like, oh shit. See your child, your bloodline's cut off. I'm like, oh shit, this is brutal.
And it's
But
That's
also,
a mad way of saying it though. Cut off your bloodline.
Yeah.
That is
I give up my bloodline. Literally was the
and
quote that was
it's like
said.
what I liked about it, and I think you might even see the similarities. It reminds me of Blue Samurai, but more authentic. Blue-eyed Samurai.
The
but more
animation
yeah,
series on Netflix.
I've been told about it. It's on the list.
and more authentic because you actually hear them speak in Japanese and not
Yeah, throughout. Which is I actually really enjoyed.
I'm pulling up Shogun now. Is it what's the animation?
Disney
stuff?
Plus.
Yeah, what's the is it animation or is it
No, it's
live action?
Netflix.
It's Disney Plus.
Blue Eye Samurai is on
No,
Netflix.
I mean Shogun.
Shogun
Oh,
is Disney
so it'll
Plus,
be a
yeah.
Disney Plus.
Is it live action?
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
watch
it's
it on
live
Disney
action.
Plus though.
Ooh, what is
I'll
this?
give you the site.
I got you, bro.
We're not supporting these streaming platforms no
Do you
more.
want Disney
lot
Plus? Do you want me to create a Disney Plus?
No, he wants.
account
He's
for
making
you?
a. He's
I'm
making
not
a stand.
supporting. I'm not supporting these streaming platforms no more. Netflix, you're about to raise the price. You think I want to give you money?
No, do you know
anymore?
who's worse?
Lock it
Prime.
off.
Oh, Prime is terrible.
Wait, you want to say that?
Wait. What? What's that on? Wait, what happened?
No, I don't. You know, I don't. I don't work for them anymore.
Oh, okay.
But I can say it because what do you mean I'm now watching adverts? What do you mean?
Oh yeah, by force.
Fucking streaming service is
What do you mean? But
it's crazy.
you're actually part of my intake, so I take that back.
But that's the only thing I've been watching.
I pay £5 a month for the Netflix, the premium version. So
I'm locking everything.
no, but it's cheap as hell.
No, I'm getting the fire stick.
Okay,
You heard it here. Bro. 10 toes.
Cool. Do you want to go intakes?
you go first.
Oh, sorry. Watched a few things. I'll go from like least interesting to most. I'm started watching Edge of Tomorrow, which I hear is quite good.
What's that about?
New Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise and
Sick
Emily
film.
Blunt. Is it good?
They talks about doing a sequel.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's like Groundhog Day, but with army and
Yeah, I
war
think
and
it's
shit.
inspired by a Japanese film.
Okay, sick. Well, yeah, I started watching it. I got to the part where he dies for the first time.
Spoiler.
No, he dies like a million times.
I mean, that's like part of the
That's part of the story. He keeps dying and comes back.
Spoiler.
If you got this far, like shit. But yeah, so that one I'm gonna finish it tonight. So
Wait, you're gonna finish? You took a break?
I'll watch movies.
He does.
At
He
10
does
PM.
that. He does that all
It's
the
not a
time.
TV show where you can't just stop watching and say, I'll
No,
resume later.
I know.
Don't you lose the momentum of it?
No, I do really want to watch movies in one go, but I tend to watch movies at 10 PM after I finish working. So.
No.
But my thing is, if I watch at 10, it'd be 2 hours, and by midnight I'd be asleep. It's calm, but I tend to get tired a lot earlier, so I'm sleeping at 11:30 or 11 nowadays. So other stuff that I've seen, Banshees of Inisherin, bro, yo, that movie slaps.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's bad, bro. That movie slaps.
That funny.
Yeah,
Funny.
funny, definitely. Barry's character in it is funny. I like his character a lot.
So why is it you're not married?
That's wild. Was it?
Were you not wild? Wild in what way?
Got access to it.
No, fair.
No, watch the movie. What movie? It's
Say
like Irish. What's it? It's Irish.
Folktale.
Yeah, no,
Folklore.
yeah, but it's also it's just this all-star Royal Rumble. Yeah, that woman from Mike's daughter from Better Call Saul.
Mike's
Mike's
daughter.
daughter, yeah.
No.
He has a granddaughter, right?
Yeah.
Her mum.
Oh, yeah.
She's in it as well.
Okay.
Which is quite good. Yeah, her film is really good. But I like again. I watch videos on these kind of movies and I try to understand what the backstory is and what the deep stuff. The story is crazy. It's
Shout out to Ayo for being Jenny the Goat.
Wait, she was Jenny.
Yeah,
What do you mean she was Jenny?
she was Jenny. That's why she was in Dublin for ages in Ireland,
Jenny-
because she was Jenny the Goat. I mean the donkey.
Donkey, yeah. What do you mean by she was? What, she fucking mocapped that shit? Or what the fuck you mean?
For those who know,
I would
If you
like to
don't
know. I would like
It's
to.
I'll send you the video.
Please, thank you. But yeah, it's about a story about it's a land of depression and people try to escape it, but it's very difficult to escape. It's really fascinating. Back to the Future. I watched all three of them. I've got a box set. Banged them out. Fucking slapped.
You got a box set.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? What's I watched? Dream Part 2, of course. We watched that. I watched Killers of the Flower Moon.
How was it for you? Dragged?
Huh?
Was it dragged for you?
It was a bit of a drag, yeah. It was very okay.
Have you done your research on it
Yeah,
yet?
of course, I did a lot of research on it.
What did you think about it after the research?
I feel like I didn't watch it properly. That's why I come to realize. Because what they're saying about the movie and what I saw was two different things. Essentially, is a detective story, right? Kind of thing, and is obviously the story on the Osage people in America and kind of like how they were treated in mass murder and stuff. So I did a lot of research on Scorsese's take on it and did a lot of research on like what the story is. It was okay. It was just a very okay movie. I haven't seen a Scorsese movie that's really like made me a big fan of him yet. But I seem to haven't seen much of the movies anyway. I haven't seen Godfather.
Have you not seen sorry.
Hello. Oh, we're good. Nice talk. How do you make that? Oh, you switch it. We're jamming.
Pause.
You lot carry on.
Yeah. Oh, who's in the outro? Maz is in the outro. Is it?
I'll just do this.
Couldn't find me. That was good. What's it? Captain Phillips.
Wait, no, haven't you seen that was what I was about to say. But have you not seen the Thriller music video?
The Thriller music video was Scorsese.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I ain't seen it, but really?
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Okay. What else I watched? Yeah, Captain Phillips I watched it a couple of days ago, or at least actually. Fucking maybe shed a tear for the first time. I ain't shed a tear since 2016 when I watched
No, sorry,
it.
it wasn't Thriller, it's Bad. Sorry. Continue. My
You
bad.
really wanted to that's the fact check.
Yeah.
But there's a scene in Captain Phillips, I know you've not seen it, where Tom Hanks shows shock in a very realistic, like a really realistic way, where it's like, oh shit, this is really realistic. It's like proper, like, oh fucking hell. And like I was waiting for it because I was told it was a really powerful scene, and it was right at the end. And fucking hell, man, this guy. He's done a lot of amazing stuff, but this is one of his best performances. And I guess another intake would be this motherfucker right here. I'm a reading guy now. I'm a fictional reading because I've always been non-fiction, but now I'm reading this motherfucker. Mac, I fucking hate you because Mac ruined this movie for me by telling me how good this book is. So now I'm gonna watch it, read this book. I'm like 4 chapters in. It's good. I'm enjoying it. But yeah.
Are you gonna get the rest of the series?
Of course, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I should like read Messiah or wait for part 3 first. Watch part 3, then read Messiah. I'm in like 2 fences. But depending on how this goes, I'll decide if I'll read Messiah or not. Because if I read Messiah, then I'm gonna read everything else after that as well. So yeah, that's my takes.
Okay, so please don't shoot me, Amazon Prime, after I just cussed you out. But I watched Expats. I finally finished it. The series with my brother in it. Shout out Pastor Alan. And also shout out to the director Lulu. It was actually the directorial debut for her doggy, who played Chansey. And I think it was one of the series that also showed a really great example of telling really strong stories from different perspectives of each character, despite them being written for the female storylines. There's 3 strong female characters. Stop it.
I have no mic, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm listening.
Really strong 3 female storylines, and I'll do a synopsis in a second. And then also looking at the males as well. So we've got 3 strong male characters as well. And you see their development and how they are all multifaceted people, as well as like really strong supporting female characters. So the synopsis of Expats is basically, I think she's 21 at the time, but there's this like girl who's been asked to be like an au pair or a nanny while this family are on holiday in Thailand. And while she's like looking after the youngest one called Gus, he goes missing, and it tells the story of how that affected the family afterwards. So it's like, how do you continue to live after you've had such a bad impact on someone else's life? And it tells their story as they've moved into Hong Kong and they're trying to find the son. Spoiler, I guess, but it's also a book. The son is never found. There is no penultimate ending to it, happy ending to it. Damn. It just tells you this idea of what it is to deal with this. You've made this mistake. You've dealt with this very uncomfortable situation. How do you continue to move on in life? And it's from the perspective of the mother, the girl herself, and the mum has a friend called Harpreet or Hillary, and she and her husband have been affected by this storyline because they were very close. Her husband ends up having a thing with the young au pair, and she ends up being pregnant. Okay. Sorry, spoilers. It's kind of telling the story between those 3 females and the husband of Harpreet, Pastor Alan, who is a support channel for the husband of the mother who lost Gus, so the father of Gus as well, and how they kind of navigate through this experience, how they deal with it. Cinematography is stunning. Stunning.
How do you watch yourself? Sorry, this is a quick side question. When you watch movies and shows, what do you watch it on? Like, what's your...
So I watch this on big screen.
How big? What kind of screen are we talking? Out of curiosity, I'm just generally curious.
I don't know how big our screen is. I think it's 50-inch.
Hello. You're like dark room kind of sits.
Dark room, and then we have one of those TVs that have an LED light.
Oh, in the back.
Yeah.
But is it the?
But it follows the video.
That's like £70. I really want to get. So fucking sick.
Ours was more than £70.
Oh, you got the Philips one, innit? Yeah, you got up. Because wherever the colour of the screen is, it
follows. So depending and you can get it in different modes. So you can get it in vivid, game mode, and like just following the video. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I experienced it. So I literally have the side lamp on, sit in the dark, and then watch it like that.
The side. Oh, side. Yeah. Wait, what kind of audio were you doing in terms of audio? Speakers, headphones, what are you saying?
All these questions.
Headphones?
How do you headphones? Like Beats headphones connected to the TV.
No. We've got surround sound.
Can I come to your house? Or watch movie in your house.
I do have to leave, guys.
Shit, yeah, sorry. Go.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Outtake. Big shout out to Aladdin and Junior for actually dealing with very difficult and uncomfortable questions.
We see what you guys feel about it. I think you're right, you know. I've got this recording as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've done it before. It's not.
But yeah,
just keep quiet.
big thank you for you guys. If you're listeners and you haven't checked us out beforehand, please give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Aladdin, you're so distracting. You're actually so distracting. Please give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. If you're watching on YouTube, please give us a like and comment on what you thought of our discussion. If you are on TikTok, please like, comment, and share. Let us know what you thought about it in the comment section, as well as people on Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Can't wait to see you on episode 35.
No,
34.
This is 33, so anime's coming after this.
Yeah.
Oh, 34.
So it'll be 34.
Oh, okay.
The maths is crazy.
See you on episode 34. Hope you have a lovely week and enjoy female, male, non-binary Independence Day, because everybody matters in film. Bye!